That alarm
The Loki
sucks.
finale, though, I did mention that. So
Oh,
we're going to
yeah.
talk about that. Obviously, that's in the title. We're going to talk about Loki. We're talking about Bad Batch. What do you think of this week's Bad Batch? I thought it was a little bit better than last week's.
It was okay.
Just okay.
I wasn't wowed by it.
I
It's turning into just like, what are they gonna do today? Like,
No, you know what I'm worried it's turning into is just like a throwaway series to set up Rebels.
yeah,
Like it's just
they
like,
still really haven't solidified anything. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Is like I still don't know what the show's about, and like now at this point we've had
uh,
quite a few episodes kind of dedicated, at least two
Do you
episodes
think-
dedicated to Rebels at this point.
we'll get into this, but just as a quick question, do you think Crosshair's really gonna hunt them down?
No,
I don't
actually,
think, dude.
I
That look
think
on
he's
his
gonna-
face.
I think he's gonna like join them again.
I think when he heard that dude talking, he was thinking like,
Well, if you remember, miraculously, the only damage he had after his face got burned was where the inhibitor chip is.
yeah. And that look of contemplation in the very last shot of the episode, they just show his face, and
Well,
it doesn't
and
look
too,
like
before
anger.
that, when he took the shots at the ship, he deliberately missed, and then he like long stared at the ship.
And that's like that look of contemplation. He didn't look angry, like, oh
No,
shit,
like
I missed him. He looked like, damn it, I missed those dudes.
And then
Like,
he had that same look of contemplation at the very end of the episode when he's like, "Permission to hunt them down."
I don't think he's going to hunt him down.
Oh, I think he's
I think
going to
he
hunt
just
them
wants
down.
permission to go find, or he wants a reason to go find him.
Yeah, he's going to hunt them down, but he ain't going to come back with the Empire. And I honestly think, frankly,
It's going to be weird to see him as a good guy, though.
No, that's the thing. I think it's frankly kind of a cheap way to bring him back to the good side. John, I see you there. Don't worry.
You want to hear something real fucked up real quick? I think Omega's going to get killed.
I don't think they're not going to kill Omega. They can't kill a kid. It's Disney. They can't kill a kid.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like I look so fucking weird when I don't wear glasses now.
I do too.
You've always looked weird though, because I've always seen you with glasses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't even recognize myself without glasses.
It's funny because I don't even wear my glasses unless I like have to read something. If I have to read something, then like I don't wear them ever.
I have to wear them. Like I'm blind.
Oh, I'm getting worse and worse and worse. Like if that's what I'm saying. Like if I need to read, then
dude, I'll be real. Driving at night sometimes if it's raining, like I can't see.
Yeah, driving at night's not a good time.
If it's like pouring rain, especially, like it probably will be when I leave here.
John Knight, are you there, John Knight?
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
Good.
Did you? We're good. We're good. Did you catch the first 4 minutes of the show when we were muted?
I did not catch the first 4 minutes of the show.
Well, you weren't missing much.
Yeah,
because we were
we were muted.
We were fucking muted. It is what it is. It's just one of those things. You know, I was telling Rick. You ever have a situation where you try to do something good, and what like that action that like for good is the catalyst for the bad, you know? Because like I muted myself in an event that you popped in here early, like, and we were talking like before we went on stream, so I muted it just through Streamlabs, so then we could talk and no one would know. But then that didn't happen, so I forgot about it.
We don't do.
We started the stream and no one could fucking hear us.
We thought.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see if your cam's
so
on
you
here.
think Omega is going to be all right?
Yeah, it's Disney. They cannot kill a kid, dude. It's literally not going to happen. Literally not going to happen.
Look at that. Mr. Bearded Loki.
Show? I can't see my screen.
You're on there. Yeah. I put it
like
on.
perfect,
You're on
yeah.
cam.
Wait.
It was on you.
Yep. Super excited yesterday. Went to the mall, found this jacket.
The hair does match it.
The hair? Yeah, dude, I'm jealous of your hair. You got to get some volume in there, though. You know, like blow dry it and like kind of.
Well, that's the thing.
it.
I just got out of the shower, so that's why I missed the first 4 minutes. So yeah, as the show goes on, it should get a little body to it.
Rick, how are you jealous of his hair? I don't even have hair.
I
got
just
great hair. He's got long hair.
I wish I had.
So it's
long
inherently
hair, but
great.
I'm
just
not
the fact
patient.
that he can grow it.
I actually said last year at the beginning of the pandemic, I was like, I'm just going to grow my hair long again. But then I thought about like that awkward stage for the longest time where you have almost like a bowl cut.
Yeah.
And like, I even thought, I was like, dude, I could do a really good mullet. Like, I wanted to have like the Cannon Jarrus.
See, you got options though. I just have to be bald so I don't look bald.
If I had, you know, it's weird though. The mullet's coming back in style, and there's a ton of young guys at the gym, like the cool young kids with them. But the funny thing is,
that doesn't mean it's coming back in style.
Well, they're trying to look like stylish, but it just ends up looking like, you know, like a Dale Earnhardt fan or something. Like,
yeah, there's been people trying to wear it again, but that doesn't mean it's.
I thought about growing like a handlebar mustache, and God, John's just Loki'd out.
He is Loki'd out.
So it's still, you know, it is summer, so it's a little much for the jacket right now.
So are we gonna not do the Jedi cosplay now? Like, what's going on?
Dude, I could fit in mine way better now. Actually, I've lost weight.
Dude, I can do Qui-Gon.
That's what I'm saying.
You could be your like drifter, Revan, Sith Lord thing.
Sith thing, Revan inspired.
I'll wear my Mando helmet just with a full Jedi outfit. It'll make perfect sense.
Yeah, it could. That's why I said I wanted to get the Mando armor and just wear it over like my shit.
The Jedi Lorian.
Because honestly, we've said it a million times. Like, why would Jedi not wear Beskar? Like, even in the Old Republic, there was Mandalorian Wars. So, and the fucking the Jedi won. So it's like, why didn't they salvage all the Beskar and just make a bunch of Beskar armor?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
right, really.
If you're fighting a fucking army of Sith Lords and vice versa.
They make them practically invincible.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why would you not?
I mean,
like,
obviously, it's a well-known thing.
Attack Mandalore. Would you attack him for the Beskar?
Right? Beskar is like, they make it seem like it's fucking gold or platinum or something like that.
It's worth more than that, dude.
It's prevents lightsaber attack. I mean, it's the perfect Jedi thing. Like,
I mean, I'll tell you what it is. It's plot armor.
Yeah.
It's plot armor for sure. But it looks cool too.
It does look
cool.
Jinx.
So did you caught up with Bad Batch now then?
I have 7 minutes left in the latest episode. I was trying to watch it while I was getting the kid in bed. I was like pausing and rewinding because I was missing stuff, and
I just didn't care for that episode as much.
Well,
it's a little bit of a slow show. Like, it took it has its footing better than Clone Wars did in the beginning. That first season of Clone Wars was a slog to get through.
Yeah. First season? Dude, it was like the first 3.
Well, I'm in season 2. I'm in season 2, and season 2 has more good, solid episodes than it does filler ones, I would say.
Season 3 and on is like way better, but season 4 and like from season 4 to the end, fantastic show.
It's not chronological, is it?
No, it's not. I hate that too.
Yeah, like it just make it chronological.
Like there'll randomly be an episode or 2 episodes with Cad Bane, and then 2 seasons later they pick up on that episode. And
that's
like, dude,
really
it's been
confusing.
2 seasons, and we're somehow back here. And they don't say
right.
They don't preface it with like 6 months ago or like whatever. It just happens.
Yeah,
that voice that's always at the beginning.
Yeah, that happened to me. Yeah, that happened to me in season 1. There was something that happened, and I was like, I don't remember this ever happening. What were they talking about? And I had to go back and like rewatch the entire previous episode to make sure I hadn't actually missed anything. I was like, nope, they just decided to jump time, I guess.
Yeah. So, the worst one is I think I talked about this before, but Padme has that dude, what's Greedo's race again?
Rhodian.
Yeah, Rhodian. Padme has this Rhodian friend of hers who's also a senator who she calls like, I think his name's Uncle Ono.
Does he talk totally normal too?
Oh yeah, kind of.
That's just weird because
Uncle Ono.
Yeah.
And there's like, he ends up like, spoiler alert, he ends up getting killed in an episode. And then like 2 seasons later, he's in an episode again. And like Padme's talking to him. They're like hanging out and they're doing things. And it's like, what?
Because they jumped time?
Yeah, because they went back in time. It's like, wait a minute, isn't he dead?
And they don't preface the episode by saying,
yeah, they don't,
by the way, this is...
They don't say this happened before this, or like, you know, they don't even say like, back when Uncle Ono was still alive.
There's like a guide online, I think on Reddit, that'll like tell you the perfect chronological.
That's just too much work.
I know, yeah, I'm not trying to have a
Especially if you're trying to stream it on Disney Plus, because then you have to like, instead of just letting the next episode play, you have to stop it, look at your little spreadsheet and go, okay, back, and then season 7, and then go, like, fuck that, dude. They should just have it just like they have a category where I think they have it on for the MCU where you can watch it in chronological order. They should just do that for Clone Wars as well. Like, make them do the fucking work, because it's the user experience who needs to be like better. You know what I mean? John, you need to get those hooked up to an Alexa, dude. I literally just say, Alexa, turn on display case lighting.
It's fancy.
Bam, it turns on everywhere. Everything's on, and then turns off. The only thing I haven't hooked up is my 4 Bestas because I got to move my TV and.
Oh, John, by the way, too,
77-inch TV.
When I posted a thing on Facebook about our alien video, I didn't mean to like keep you out of it or anything like that. When I was
no,
I know.
No, you're good.
26,000 views. That's pretty crazy. Be nice to look back on this like 5 years from now and be like 26,000. Like Jesus.
Yeah, I'll plug it right now. Right. Hey, I had the We Want to Believe in.
Do you think we should do like revisit that, but watch the original ones like people were suggesting in the comments, like from the Ivan channel?
Well, yeah, for sure.
So we could do that. We need content. If you got good alien content,
well, I put on there too. I told people, I went in and like edited and pinned a post, like telling people, like, "Yo, if you got any other videos like this, because they're kind of hard to find."
They are. Well, it's just hard to sift through the BS.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't want to sit here on stream going through like, is this one legit? Is this one? Because like some of them are just so dumb. After like I watch it, I'm just like, this is a complete waste of my fucking time.
What is fancy water Rob hooked me up with? European. Tuscany.
Anna?
Aquapana. Fancy.
Does that mean something?
We're number 3.
What language is that?
It's an Italian, I think.
See, look now when I search, if you just search Skinny Bob, right now we're the 3rd video.
If you do Skinny Bob Alien, I think.
Well, I just did Skinny Bob, and that's where like when I did it before.
Try Skinny Bob
private
Alien.
Window. I don't need to.
We came up first for that.
It's still right here.
Yeah.
And plus, it's fine to be below this one because he does have more views than us. But this one, we got more views.
See, the reason we need more interaction on these videos too is there's somebody I think that was saying in the comments on that one that, which some of the comments, it's kind of sucks reading comments on your videos sometimes, but some of the comments were saying that like that Israel UFO was like a well-known hoax.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Like, I feel stupid now, but
the point is though, dude, frankly, for me anyway, I'm not totally speaking for you, Rick, but I don't watch these things to debunk them.
No,
I watch them because they're cool.
Yeah,
like
it's in the whole name of the show.
I think
Want to Believe.
I think though the general consensus though, it seems like most people agree with me.
Yeah, I know it's weird. People think it's real.
Well, dude, there are some people like breaking it down as in like that particular effect that they used was something from this like Sony Vegas Pro like movie editing software. And I was like, damn, these people are
that's what I'm saying, dude. It's like, I don't know. Like, dude, people say like it's too old to be CGI, and then like they don't realize fucking Jurassic Park and like E.T. existed back then, and it's like, well, that shit looked pretty fucking real too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I honestly,
I think it looks more like a puppet.
Jurassic Park dinosaurs look way more real.
Corridor Crew,
the Skinny Bob one does.
If Corridor Crew's watching this, debunk that because they actually ask for that, and I know they're totally watching this right now. But
they don't really ask for that.
Well, they ask for like content to review though, and I think that would be like, if anything, like the perfect video for them to review. You know, like
I don't know if it would be the perfect video for them because it's not really their thing. We would like to see it happen.
I would love to see it happen.
But if you've watched their videos, they don't really review that kind of stuff. That's not their kind of thing.
I just think it's controversial enough of people like on the fence about it being CGI or whatever. That
it's really like a very unknown thing, though. Frankly, like you got to be
into that shit. Yeah, Jinx.
Like I told my wife to like look up Skinny Bob, and she didn't know what the fuck it was. What was that?
Rick got us both tonight on a Jinx.
Oh yeah. I did because we just said whatever that was.
Oh, I didn't even catch it. What did we say?
We said like,
what did I say?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Something like
he caught you on a Jinx.
Yeah,
it was just the second time he's done it.
Something like, silly and stupid.
If you don't even remember what it is, then I don't have to buy you that Coke. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You can just pull it off of the stream tomorrow.
Now we are muted again.
You could pull it on YouTube and
we're muted.
Oh my god!
I'm just kidding, dude.
Oh jeez.
Jesus.
In other news, I'm getting recording equipment to record music again. That'll be cool. Gonna have some new theme music for the show.
Sweet.
Yeah, we'll have some more original music.
Hopefully it's good.
Yeah, if it's good.
The software I'm getting though is like really professional, and like it's got like preamps in my media interface and all this stuff, like whatever the hell that is.
Provides power beforehand. Like my mic.
It's like phantom power or whatever. Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk Bad Batch real quick so we can unless John, do you want to catch the 7 minutes first real quick?
I mean, we can. I can do a one ear on listening to you guys, and I just dropped a tweet in the chat or in the Discord that is pretty hilarious. I don't think it's spoilers or anything. Apparently, they're doing some reshoots for Spidey.
Okay.
But the dude had a killer tweet for it.
I'll pull it up.
It's a good meme I just saw. Last time people were excited to see me, and it's a picture of an ultrasound. A baby. True. So.
That is funny.
Let me take a look at it.
I'll just pull it up on the screen, Rick. Just give me 2 seconds so I can actually do it. What happened to his tweet? Oh, here we go. Put up the wrong one. Weird.
That's tweet.
Where is my camera? Or my mouse? Oh, I'm all mixed up now. I don't know what happened. The dude said Kevin Feige writing Alfred Molina out of the movie after he opened his mouth, which is pretty funny. Weird. Jacob Tremblay lost a lot of weight, but he doesn't look like he... I mean, yeah, he's smaller here, but he looked a lot smaller in the pictures I saw before.
He does look like he lost weight. Good for him.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Spider-Man No Way Home was supposed to come out today. Originally.
I don't think anything came out as planned.
Some things did. Some things managed to hit the release date.
Yeah.
When does I need to look this up too, because I saw people talking about Space Jam. When does Space Jam come out? Because some reviews came out for it already. I want to watch
today.
it.
It's out today.
So you think?
Hell yeah, I'm gonna watch that shit.
I think just even in that clip you played for that 2 seconds there.
We wait till John watches it.
Yeah. True.
Oh my goodness. This does not give me hope. Look at that. Look at that. Out of 120 reviews, 70% dislike the video.
I mean, looking back at it, if you weren't a kid, like, is the original Space Jam that good?
Yes.
Yeah, it was
the first
good.
Space Jam was great.
It was
like, it's not an amazing movie, but it was good. Like, they did a good job with it. It was fun. From what I heard with the Space Jam movies, it just feels like... Apparently, this feels like a giant ad for, like, HBO Max and Warner Brothers.
Probably, yeah.
Because like, they just throw, like, all these references and shit into...
characters.
Yeah, just a metric fuck ton. And apparently, like... You know how in the first one, when the Looney Tunes come to recruit Michael Jordan because they need to, face the Monstars in the basketball game, et cetera, right?
Yeah.
The same thing happens in this movie, and then LeBron James is like, well, fuck, dude, if that's the case, then let's go get, like, Superman and King Kong and, like, all these, like, and then Bugs Bunny just, like, cock blocks him. It's just like, nah, we're gonna use the Looney Tunes.
Right.
It's like, but... If we gotta beat these dudes at basketball, wouldn't we want to get the best people we can? Like,
yeah.
Like, why would I want fucking Wile E. Coyote
I mean,
if I could go get Superman? What is
Looney
this?
Tunes
Like,
did beat him before.
These are different.
Yeah,
They're not the same things. I don't think they're the same things. They're definitely not the same like creature designs. Like if I remember correctly. What was the most recent trailer for this? I think there's a new trailer for Suicide Squad as well. I saw a YouTube ad that said like new trailer. Dude, that pizza looks. What is that? That looks amazing. Did you see
Giant
that?
cheese pizza.
God, look at
Korean street food.
is it?
That's the Mandalorian right there.
You loading?
A little Grogu.
Take you back to the Jedi.
No, just get to the good stuff. I want to see it baked. Dude, what are you doing? Dude, that's a thick pizza.
That is a thick pizza. It's thick.
That's a lot of cheese, man. Those are like whole.
That's like
pieces.
too much.
Yeah, but it's a really thick pizza.
I see. That's the thing. Like, I hate Chicago style pizza.
This isn't a deep dish pizza, though.
Deep dish pizza is just nasty.
This
like,
is
we
just
worked
very thick.
We worked at Mio's back in the day, and people talked about it like it was incredible. And like, I
Like
was just
deep dish is like you just spread it out in the pan and then you fill it up with a bunch of bullshit.
It's like
this
pizza
is a
casserole.
Yeah, this is like a real thick dough.
How is this Korean?
Like, look at that, dude.
Jesus.
I imagine
Christ.
it'd be hard to get this thing to cook all the way through, but it looks pretty evenly cooked.
I'm sure it's
Look
great.
at that, dude.
Oh, I like the cheese falling off the side.
Dude, there's a ton.
That
of
just
cheese.
may be too much cheese.
Eric, there's like literally 3 inches of bread to go with it, though. It's not like that much cheese on a thin crust pizza.
I'm just gonna throw
I
this
think
out there.
there is a perfectly good and adequate cheese to bread ratio.
I think New York style pizza is the superior pizza.
It is a superior pizza.
Like,
It doesn't mean
fold
this
it up.
isn't amazing looking.
Oh, he's gonna fry it. Get that crust nice and brown on the bottom.
See, this is how you make. This is how you make sure that it's all cooked nice and good.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
See, this is a lot of work. You see what I'm saying? That is a solid 2 inches plus of bread to go along with that cheese. That is not too much cheese.
Yeah.
No,
That's weird too, because I love cheese.
dude, I put cheese literally on everything.
Honestly, like, if you're gonna give me a burger without cheese, just keep it. Because like,
No,
cheese is
you
the
can
way.
hold the
Why did
bun,
he-
but
Why did he cut it and put it back in the pan?
just to get the bottom nice and hard and stable. Oh, see, and now they're like sticks. Fantastic.
Or bites.
See, that's even better with the extra cheese on it.
Being that it's that would be good because with it being street food, you can like be on the go.
But look at that, man. That is a
That looks
perfectly
great.
comparable. What are you doing with
Why are you
spinach?
putting
dude?
arugula? That's arugula.
That's arugula?
Yeah,
it is
spinach-
arugula. Spinach is a solid leaf.
I mean, it might be good.
I wouldn't want that on. He's not even done
Is
cooking
that like
it,
some
dude.
capicola ham or something? Some what's that other stuff? Pastrami.
Yeah, pastrami. Not very good.
Yeah, I don't think pastrami's very good. You know what's gross is corned beef. Ugh.
Yeah.
Even the name sounds gross. Like corned beef. Ugh.
Are we gonna see somebody eat it? I want to see someone like how they like this thing.
You better not waste it.
No, you're not gonna see, but oh, there you go. Why did they cut it if they're going to?
I don't know. That's a fair
If
question.
they're gonna eat it with a knife and fork, like why not just leave it? Unless they wanted to, does it crisp like the edges of all the individual pieces or something?
It might be to cool it down or cook it more. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cook the since the dough's so thick, they got to cook the dough a
Crisp
little more
up the
without
bottom,
burning
yeah.
the cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, what's he pouring on there?
Looks like a
What's that
vinaigrette.
drizzle?
This is Inception right here.
Yeah.
You can't. That's
Dude,
what she
that made me hungry, man.
Right.
That's like they got those I think they're like Japanese pancakes or cheesecakes. Let me see this. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, dude, look at these things, man. Look at these pancakes, dude. Look at
Oh
that.
yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, those look great. Souffle pancakes. I feel like those are
Yeah.
probably really difficult to make though.
Probably.
Because souffles in general are hard to make, just to keep it all like risen up and all that. But
Why the ads, man? Oh, God. I just wanted to see the food.
jiggly souffle pancakes. They do jiggle.
Hit me with the food.
Booty pancakes.
Those don't look at that.
That it looks like angel food.
Kind of does. And then there's like those like bouncy cheesecakes.
Those things look so good.
Look at that. It's the first thing that comes up.
Bouncy cheesecake. We gotta have like a food episode.
Yeah, like look at this.
It's literally like a cheesecake loaf, and then they put like powdered sugar on it or something. That looks so good. It's like
looks
solid
good.
custard or something. Like
No, but it's like flaky like bread. Too,
look at that
you know what
cat.
I mean?
Even the cat likes it.
It's kind of like a cheesecake, but a pound cake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there we go, man. I got these things. They're so like jiggly.
My big thing that I've been on lately, and I've got some in my car that I'm gonna eat later because I have no self control, is red
Like
velvet
look at
cake.
that. Look how like jiggly these things are, dude. Either way, did you finish the Bad Batch, man?
Yes, sir.
What was copywritten audio? Apparently, some sort of
That 10-second or like 0.2 second clip of Crosshair talking or whatever.
No, it wouldn't have been the Crosshair thing. Maybe the Mandalorian trailer that started playing for 2 seconds, but most of the time it's like those random. It's still on there. I see it. Yeah. So you did finish it though?
Yeah.
So what Rick and I were saying is at the end, like for one, Crosshair takes the shots at the ship, right? He totally intentionally misses these shots. Okay,
I didn't really think of that when I saw it.
dude, look at him. Look at him. Because you got to think, it's right after, like you said, he heard you. Like your initial theory was he heard the speech and it got to him. This is immediately after the speech,
Yeah, there you go.
so it plays into your theory. I don't think it's so much that is. I think that would have had an effect, but it's not like the effect. But I think the scarring he has right next to the inhibitor chip is what's
affecting
you know
him.
what I mean? Like, but frankly, too, I was thinking about this kind of during this like scene and everything too, especially. Order 66 was essentially to turn on the Jedi. These people
it was a specific.
It was a very specific.
Yeah.
These are not like I wouldn't think Order 66 would really extend to like obeying every imperial order,
Right.
Like, in all honesty.
Well, that seems to be the biggest hang up is like Order 66 was specifically to not have any qualms about turning and killing the Jedi. That was coded into them that when Order 60, it's like somebody that's been hypnotized and like you'll drop your pants every time you hear the word sassafras. And like, so, every time somebody hears it, they see it. So psychologically it's buried deep in their subconscious and they don't even kind of consciously know they do it or did it. So that's how I always felt about Order 66.
Exactly.
That look.
Like, did you see the look? Plus, we're talking about Crosshair here. He wouldn't have missed these shots. It's a big ass ship flying right in front of him.
Right. At the same time, like, what good would have it even done?
Right there.
He is
That's
thinking.
the look.
The little eyebrow raise.
Yeah, like he does not look angry. Like we've seen him angry before. This
He
was
looks
like
sad.
Yeah, exactly. This was internal like sadness, like
Struggle.
because then like it just extends further to this scene where he does it again. So what we're saying is like he's gonna obviously hunt him down, but I think he's gonna
Look at that face.
he's
like,
gonna stay with him,
Yeah.
and then they're gonna try to take down the Empire. Maybe. I don't see why they would, because they like obviously wouldn't be able to win that fight. But maybe
That is the look of a.
That's the same exact look he gave on top of that bridge.
Thinking deeply.
That's the same look.
That is a look of like, I want my brothers back.
Exactly. I miss my bros. And then my other bro just made a very good point that we swore to protect these people, and now we're doing this.
They didn't sign up to like enslave entire
planets. We literally just left here freeing this entire planet from separatist insurgents, and now we are the insurgents. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, there's many episodes of Clone Wars dedicated to Ryloth and Cham. So, like, they know about it. They've been there. I don't know if the Bad Batch particularly ever went to Ryloth, but nevertheless. So, yeah. I do find it kind of like a boring way to make him go back to them. Like, I was hoping for a little bit more. Like, if that's indeed what happens. Because we don't... Mainly because we haven't really spent a lot of time with Crosshair.
Yeah, we don't really know what's been going on.
Yeah, we don't know if he's like, how long's he been struggling with this?
They showed one of the early episodes he was like struggling with it.
Yeah, but then like after that, we saw him try to kill them on the planet where he got burned.
I feel like every time though he's had a chance to kill them though, he doesn't really take it too seriously.
I feel like when they were on that scrap planet, he took it pretty fucking seriously.
That's true.
Like,
he did like almost burn alive.
Yeah, like I think he was taking, and he was chasing them down like personally in a starfighter, trying to blow them up on the exit. Like,
yeah,
I think he was definitely taking that shit seriously. But as time's gone on, he hasn't. Like, at least now, all of a sudden, he's like, he's kind of just against it. And like, since we weren't really with him on this journey, it's kind of, if he just like randomly turns, it's just kind of like, oh, okay,
right.
Like no convincing from the Bad Batch. You don't really get to see him evolve and like want to do it. Like, it is what it is. It's kind of something I felt like either inevitably he would have reunited with them and been on their side, or he probably would have died. One of the two. So I don't know. What are your thoughts, John? You thinking something different?
No, I mean, I think I think he'll end up back with him at some point. It's an interesting show. It's not a bad show. It's good. I like it for the most part. It's just it's hard to be. I find it kind of a little hard to invest in it because they don't have. It doesn't play into the bigger story. Like, it's the problem with doing prequels is that you're kind of boxed in with what came after already. So like you know that the Bad Batch doesn't go on to free Luke Skywalker and Han Solo at some point later on in the series because it never happened in the original trilogy. So what they need to find is like those untold tales that actually can factor in and mean something to the overarching narrative of the Empire being taken down. And I don't know if that comes in the form of later on, like they tell these individual kind of these kind of individual small scale stories about the Bad Batch kind of finding their place within I assume finding their place within the rebels. And kind of being on the outside of the Empire, and then eventually maybe at some point they are responsible for diverting resources away from the Empire at the Battle of Endor, and like the Empire, because you think about it, like when you think about as overwhelming as the rebel forces were at the Battle of Endor, they weren't overwhelmed the way you would think a galactic empire against a band of rebels was.
And some Ewoks.
And some Ewoks, yeah. You would just think that you take an entire galactic empire fleet and put it up against the rebels, who you have to assume put all their forces into that one shot. Like maybe the Bad Batch were off doing something somewhere else to divert some Empire resources or something, and it just wasn't essential for Jedi, so we didn't hear about it. But maybe it is something that they could play up later on, or any number of other events that happen throughout the Star Wars saga. Like, just find a place to slot them in as some sort of.
I have another theory too, by the way. Well, I think. The guy said that apparently the ending of the Bad Batch made the musical producer cry, like it was that sad. I bet you Hunter ends up sacrificing himself to save Omega. What do you think about that?
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean,
It's
I
gonna be
could see it.
sad. Yeah, you know, like I don't want to like spoil it, but I mean, like that would make sense to me.
Well, is this a limited series? They're only doing these 16 episodes, or is there going to be another season?
You would think it'd be a limited series if I don't know. Like I just don't really see much happening after like the end of it. You know, like I feel like something's gonna happen because you never really see or hear from them ever again.
Well, yeah, but
Well,
like they were kind of like this ghost unit. Like they could have been like around like for a long time. Like you don't know.
Yeah.
Like John was saying.
Yeah.
I mean, like Rex ended up like at the end of Rebels. Ahsoka says that Rex fought in the Battle of Endor.
Right.
Like he was there. Right.
yeah.
People
So, I mean, they
actually
could be
say
there.
there's a guy that people say is Rex in Return of the Jedi, and apparently it's not. But Dave Filoni has said on record this guy's name is Nick Sant, and he looks just like Rex. He's like an actual person. And Dave Filoni said something like, "If you want it to be Rex, it's Rex."
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
there, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's just an old guy with a white beard, and
It literally, yeah. I mean, it does look like it.
yeah, and Rex he was an old man with a white beard.
You
at
see him
that
for a
time,
whole like
so,
10 seconds, but
yeah.
See, I thought this series was basically their new version of Clone Wars. I thought for sure this was an ongoing, and
That's
I
what
always
I was
thought,
thinking.
like Rick, you've mentioned, or not? I'm sorry, Rob, you've mentioned a few times that you're wondering like what the story's about. What's all this about? Like, what's the overarching story? And my impression now that I'm caught up is that the story has something to do with Omega. It's always been alluded to that Omega is special for some reason. The Geonosians want her back really bad. They made a female version. Obviously they want her back because her DNA is pure, a pure source. But I feel like they made a female for a reason. I feel like that plays more heavily into the story later on. And so I just assume like maybe we get the reveal of what's special about her being a female version of the clones, and that maybe she has some sort of, maybe she's attuned with the Force because she's female or something. There's some sort of genetic marker that they were only able to graft onto females for some reason.
right.
To
That's
make them
possible.
attune with the Force or something. Like I don't know, I'm just throwing stuff out there to make it more Star Warsy, I guess. But like I always assumed that we'd get some sort of reveal at some point, and I assumed it would come at the end of the series or this season about
Well, we
why
already
what
kind
her-
of got like the answer for Omega though, because like they say that like there's only been two pure sources of Django's DNA, and one was Boba Fett, who they called Alpha, and then they had Omega. But they say Boba Fett's been missing for X amount of time, so like to them, that they're the only Omega's the only source of that DNA. So like
Right.
that's her purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a little underwhelming if that becomes the crux of their desire to get her back, just because they've already got the DNA. They've got the DNA broken down. They've got the DNA, cloned to make new clones. They've been making clones for decades now at this point, centuries maybe, depending on how long the timeline is. But
Well, they're saying that they no longer have enough DNA to actually make any new ones, so that's the problem. Like all the clones they have now, they just have.
They need a pure source of DNA to make the clone. Like what, they extract one
continue
cell at a
making them.
time.
Yeah, they just need the genetic material itself. So, like, from my understanding, they haven't been able to make any new clones, essentially.
Yeah.
Like,
See I
for some
just don't I just don't understand that entire concept. Then, like, they didn't take a piece of Django every time they made a clone.
oh yeah, I know. Like, it
That's-
feels like
So-
something they're just shoehorning in to like further a plot.
Right.
Like, oh, we
Yeah.
need the code, we need it because of reasons, like.
Okay.
But I mean, I guess it makes sense if like he gave them X amount of genetic material, so they were able to make X amount of clones. I guess. I'm guessing what.
Yeah, there's like a
trying to
limit
say.
to how many you
Yeah,
can
like
make.
they can only stretch it so far. Like it's kind of what they've been implying and saying. Like, but my whole complaint with it is just like you have the thing with Omega and the fucking Camoans wanting her back. Then you have the rise of the Empire. Then you have whatever the Bad Batch is doing with Sid, and then you have the stuff on Ryloth now. It's like,
Right.
what is the main point of the show? Like, is that still is not been answered? Like, we even had Cad Bane show up now.
Right.
It's like, all these things have came into play, but like, well, then the crosshair thing. So it's like there's all these individual storylines, but then there is no overarching like plot to it.
Right.
It kind of feels like it's weird because like you have those shows like X-Files and Supernatural and things that were like
X-Files,
very much just a monster of the week show.
Yeah.
But they had like an overarching plot.
Yeah, there was like
they had a main story arc for each season. This doesn't really have that. It is just kind of like, here's the Bad Batch and
this is their adventure of the week. Like,
yeah. Because even Mandalorian, which was very much a very monster of the week kind of thing, like what are they doing? His purpose was Grogu, like, you know, protect Grogu, find the Jedi to give Grogu to, and etc. But this doesn't really have that. Like, you know, it's like at this point, it's like, I guess keep Omega safe.
But like you would think
it.
that's like the
you know, because like there's just so much more interesting stuff they could be doing with it. Because like I like the show.
It doesn't have it just like you were saying, like it just doesn't have much direction yet.
Yeah, like I just don't know. Like I wish they would just zero in on something and just kind of flush it out.
Yeah,
like, you know, like Tarkin was in it at some point, like the Rise of the Empire. Camoans needed the clones. Like we have all these loose threads, and none of them are really being like focused on. Like, so I just hope at some point. That's the thing too. There's only like 4 more episodes left at this point.
Yeah,
so like, I don't know. I just don't know what they're gonna do. But
it'll be interesting to see.
Like, I still like it. It's definitely the best looking Star Wars animation show. That's
I would definitely say it's the best looking.
Yeah, I went back and watched like the OG Clone Wars animated movie. Like, boy, that movie was like looks like it was made on a PS1 engine. Like, it does not look good.
Oh yeah,
it does not look good at all. It's weird when they made the movie and somehow the show ended up looking better. Like even like right out the gate, like season 1 of the show like actually looked better than that movie did.
Yeah.
But the movie was really no more than just like 3 episodes combined into 1 hour and a half long thing or 1 hour thing.
What was like the main points of the movie? Like,
I don't even remember. It was pretty It was pretty forgettable.
Yeah. It wasn't like a huge plot.
Like Athaj was in it, and like they were trying to do something. I don't even remember. Like Dooku and Asajj were in it. Sidious makes an appearance, but just as like a hologram, if I remember correctly. I don't really remember. It was very uneventful. It wasn't as bad as people like make it out to be. It just didn't look good.
Yeah.
Like, but then that's where you got the whole like Ahsoka was calling Anakin Sky Guy and like that shit.
What do you call her?
Snips.
Snips. Yeah.
So honestly, if you never watched
I think that's
that
stupid.
movie, you would never know why he called her Snips.
Right.
But she never calls him Sky Guy.
The thing though that I feel, the Anakin that we see in Revenge of the Sith is not the same as the Anakin you see in Clone Wars. Like, to me, they seem like 2 completely different people. Like, Anakin in Revenge of the Sith is dry, kind of doesn't have much personality, you know? Like, in Clone Wars, he's like this hero, and he's like got a big personality, and I don't know. Am I missing something?
It's there. It's just not as like...
You know, like in Revenge of the Sith, you would have never even thought of Ahsoka or anything, because like she didn't really exist at that point, I guess. But
well, I can see it. Like honestly, like when I used to feel that way, but if you actually sit down and watch all of it, like I get it. Like I can see like parts of Hayden Christensen's Anakin Skywalker being that same character.
Yeah,
like I can see it.
So.
I just don't like that it looks more like Sam Witwer than it does Hayden Christensen.
It looks like dead on Sam Witwer.
Yeah,
they literally use his like character model.
Yeah, the Anakin in the Clone Wars looks like Starkiller, like 1000%.
I got a good one for you guys. Loki.
Yeah,
we're gonna get into that.
We are getting into
I've got questions.
We'll start it off, Rick, when I can pull it up.
What'd you all think of the episode?
Well, you were supposed to start it off.
Well, I thought
kicked it over to you.
I thought it was good. I'm really curious about this He Who Remains guy. Like, it just was not what I was expecting at all, which I guess is kind of a good thing. That's what they go for.
That was Kang.
That's Kang. Okay. Yeah, because I that was a little confusing and just I don't know, like the whole area they were at and like it was just kind of strange. But it was a good episode. Like I enjoyed watching it.
I'm actually really curious to hear what John has to say because I remember the last time, I don't know if it was the last time, but one of the times John said that his prevailing theory at the time was just like that none of this shit's real, essentially. Like TVA's fake, like all the stuff's fake, essentially. I'm obviously this is hyperbole, but so I'm curious to see that now there's like 100% confirmation that it is real. It's all definitely real.
Yeah.
It honestly ended up playing out similarly to what I assumed it would. Like I said, Kang would be at the end. I said it was going to be Kang or Loki at the end of this. Like there was going to be
like another Loki.
Another Loki was behind it, or it was Kang. And then after episode 5, there's a little bit too much Kang stuff thrown in there for me to not lean more towards Kang at that point.
Right. Well, it was literally on the building.
It was everywhere.
It was literally on.
Yeah, then you had the Void Castle, you had Eliath, you had the Sphinx, you had all this is so many things.
Well, and then like the statues at the end when he's at the TVA, they turn into the Kang guy.
To be fair, technically it wasn't Kang. It was He Who Remains, who is not actually Kang. Kang is a different version of the same character, but it is.
No, he was Kang. He was just he even said
Kang is like that's like saying so Steve Rogers is Captain America, but Steve Rogers isn't. I'm trying to find a way to put this. So like
it's no different than Sylvia's Loki. It's the same concept. There's another version of Kang from the multiverse, and this is what it is. He even said that he has the thing like all these different versions of me. He says I've been called Conqueror. Like
he does say Conqueror, but it's not that particular version of that character was never Kang. His name was something else. He is He Who Remains. Kang is a completely different. Kang is an evil. Kang looks to be the one running the TVA wherever Loki was sent.
Well, just a different version of him.
To me, it's a very fine splitting of a hair, but it's an important one because Kang is the evil version of that person. He's whatever.
Well, he said there's a ton of different versions of him. Some are bad.
Yes.
Like so, it's not just one.
And one of those versions is Kang.
See, there's going to be more than obviously one version of Kang, though. Like at this point.
Well, like I thought it was an incredibly clever way because He Who Remains is actually a Marvel character. The old guy. In no way, it's not a character that's related to Kang, but it is a Marvel character, and they found a really interesting way to that acting by Hiddleston right there when he's sitting there thinking about what really taking place was heartbreaking and amazing. Yeah. See, like that looks to be Kang right there. Whoever's running this particular version of the TVA.
But they're all Kang though. Like that guy at the end is Kang. Jonathan Majors is Kang. They're all different versions of Kang.
See, but they're the same guy. Not true.
He never called himself He Who Remains.
You are correct, but that not necessarily.
No, because that's just semantics. Like they're all the different variants of the same person.
No, the semantic. It's important semantics because his actual name, his alter ego is Nathaniel Richards. So they are every version of him is Nathaniel Richards. Not every version of him is Kang because not every version of him becomes an evil time traveling villain that wants to erase, that wants to take over the time stream. That particular version of him that we have been watching in that episode was he ended up becoming He Who Remains, not Kang. So it's a subtle, but it is an important distinction. I know everybody was like, oh, Kang, it's Kang. And I get it. I completely understand. I'm not going to fight you on it. Like, I get it. Yes, it's Kang because it was Jonathan Majors.
And Jonathan
Majors was announced to be Kang. But technically, it's really not. It's Jonathan Majors. It's Nathaniel Richards that's taken a different path than the path that led to the character of Kang.
Well, the thing is, though, too, you got to remember, It's the MCU. It's not the comics. Like they don't do things the same way. So like they've pretty much laid it out to where, like I said, with Sylvie and Loki, like Sylvie is inherently not Loki. It's an entirely different person. She has no character traits similar to Loki, but she occupied the space of Loki in that universe. So she's Loki. You know what I mean? It's a different person, but it's Loki. Like this is Kang. There's a different Kang out there who's going to come over and be more of a dick, but it's Kang.
But was her name Loki? Like, if her name was actually, if her parents gave her the name Loki, she's technically a Loki, even if she's decided to call herself Sylvie.
No, exactly.
Like,
that's how they said it in the show.
If you want to say this cat's Nathaniel Richards, like, all right, yeah, I completely agree. He's Nathaniel
Well, he
Richards.
never said what his name really was, though.
He did.
He alluded to it being Kang, though.
Let's go this way. If Anakin never becomes Darth Vader, if there's a universe where Anakin never turns to the dark side, is that version of Anakin still Darth Vader?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because that's essentially what you're saying. Like, this kid,
it depends how time works there, because in the MCU they've established that is how it works.
But they haven't, because the multiverse is just exploded, and so we don't know how the multiverse actually works right now. We know how time was explained by the Ancient One to Bruce Banner, and we know that...
No, I'm saying just everything we learned from the Loki show. Like with the TVA. That's how they explained everything worked. Like with Sylvie. Like she was Loki. You know what I mean? Like that is what it is. Obviously, she did not follow the same footsteps as Tom Hiddleston's Loki. There was boastful Loki was a black guy. He was still Loki,
but she
did very different things.
They were that's their given name from where they're. That's not a persona that they took on later. That is their given name. They are all when Odin takes it from Larfrey. Larfrey, is that how you say his name? Laufey. When Odin takes the baby, regardless of if it's male or female.
His name is Laufey Laufeyson. Or wait, what was
Laufey?
His dad was named Laufey as well. So like they just kept naming the kid Laufey. Because that's how you get the son moniker for your name. So his dad was Laufey Laufeyson, and he's Loki Laufeyson.
Like my name, Eric with a K, is Nordic. And in Nordic history, like if there was an Eric that had a son, I'd have a son named Ericsson.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah.
I just thought that was funny. I just realized that his name was Laufey Laufeyson. So his dad was just real lazy and was like, I'll just give him my name. And then it'll be Laufey Laufeyson, like whatever. But go on. What were you saying? Sorry.
Well, I was just saying, like, in every version of events where there was a Loki that was produced, Laufey had a child, be it male or female. It doesn't, it can be either. And Odin came and took the child, and the child's name was Loki. Loki was not a persona that the person adopted later. Loki is just who they are. They are Loki. Kang is a persona that one version of Nathaniel Richards ends up adopting to become this time traveling. This particular version of Nathaniel Richards became He Who Remains. That's where I'm making the distinction. I know what you're saying, and like I said, I'm not, because to make it simple, they're all Kang. You're correct. It's all the same person. It's all the same.
In the comics, though, they have like the army of Kang.
Yes, there are multiple Kangs.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like kind of the same thing in the comics too. Like, and they all look like the comic Kang that's in the statue. Like, in like the big Coliseum. I forget what they call it, but like there's like literally like there's a million of them, and they're all Kang.
Are there people in chat? I want to know what the chat thinks. Is there anybody in
not
chat
right
talking?
now.
Oh, come on, chat. We need you.
That fucking I wonder if the copyright thing fucked up the algorithm, because it said like your video may be pulled down.
Damn it!
I'm sure it's it may have hurt it a little bit.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Well, around the time that happened, there were 8 people. Now there's 3. Now there's 2.
Tell us what you think in the chat.
Either way, I know what you're saying. I just don't think that's exactly how. That's not what he said. Like, I'm saying how the MCU is presenting how this whole thing works, and explicitly what this version of Nathaniel Richards, Kang, He Who Remains, whatever you want to say it, he explicitly said there are other versions of me.
Some are good,
like of me.
Yeah.
Like some are good, some are bad. We've hung out. We gave we complimented each other's noses. Some are assholes though. Like it is what it is. It's just him. Like then he even says like the He Who Remains thing. He didn't give himself that name. That's what Miss Minutes calls him. Because he even says like she's still calling me that. Like okay, like because it's obviously not something that he's ever called himself. And then the fact that he goes on to say, I've been called Conqueror, implies that he was also called Kang, theoretically speaking. And then to go along with your argument, you described Kang as someone who wanted to conquer the time stream. That's explicitly what he did. Is it not?
No,
he was controlling the time stream.
I mean, it's
he's in control of it. He was Kang.
No.
Yeah,
he controlled it, but he didn't do it to control it. He did it altruistically because he believed it was the only way to save the time stream. That the multiverse war that was raging would have destroyed everything had he not done this. So he did it out of. There's a difference between doing. That's like
evil intent versus good
intent. It's like self-defense versus murder. Like. If somebody's attacking you and you kill them, that's not murder. If you go out and you take somebody's life because you're upset or mad at them, that's murder. Like they're the same act, but not the same thing. And so, him saying he conquered the time stream is one way to put it. I would say,
is that like
save
more of
the
his
time
opinion?
stream could be looked at as, yeah.
I don't know.
It's
Hey, he's Kang.
Yeah.
No matter how you live, doesn't matter.
Like I said, you call him whatever you need to call him. I'm choosing to believe that this isn't Kang because, like I said with the Anakin analogy, that's the best analogy I can come up with. If there's another universe where Anakin doesn't turn to the dark side, if Palpatine comes to him, and he's like, look, I can save Padme. He's like, get away from me, you creepy old man.
Kills Palpatine or something.
Yeah, and like,
well, no, but that's the thing.
Like,
Anakin would remain Anakin, but someone else would become Vader.
I don't know.
So Vader would still occupy that space. Someone just like the Lokis do.
Nobody has to become Vader.
Yeah, Sidious's next thing would have just been called Vader.
No, but what I'm saying is because it's the multiverse, because there's an infinite number of possibilities. There's a universe where Anakin goes back to the Jedi Council after Palpatine approaches him and says, hey, look, something's effed up with our chancellor or whatever. He was trying to do me dirty on some stuff. Right. And like the Jedi Council's like, you're right. We've been looking for this blip in the Force, and this is it, and this is him, and they go and they take him down, they take him out of power, and there's truly a happily ever after that where Palpatine's, and that's just one version, but in that version, Vader never exists. So I'm just saying, like, it's semantics, but it's important semantics because you're talking about motivations, and
I just don't think it's important in the case of the MCU. Because they've established it like it doesn't really matter in that sense. Like, you know what I mean? Like Kang is Kang. Like Loki was Loki. Like like the name didn't matter. The name didn't matter so much they didn't even call him Kang in the show. Like, you know what I mean? Because like I feel like there's gonna be a Kang because we know this. I'm gonna throw this at you. I've said like before that I'm pretty sure this multiverse stuff's gonna be wrapped up in Multiverse of Madness, right? They're not just gonna keep going on and on and on and on with it. Like, I think like Multiverse of Madness is going to just bring an end to it. But if that's the case, which is all just speculation, but if that's the case, we know Jonathan Majors' Kang is in Ant-Man 3, which comes out after Doctor Strange. So Kang is going to exist in some capacity after the Multiverse of Madness, which presumably when the multiverse gets under control, theoretically speaking. So Kang will persist on, just like Loki persisted on when he died and like and then he's back and then he was a bad guy in Avengers but he was still there, you know what I mean? So like Kang's here, he's going to be somewhere else and he's going to be in Ant-Man again. Like, there's going to be a different Kang, but he's going to be Kang. Like, I don't think he's obviously not going to be this version because there's going to be a completely different version in another movie.
How's Kang
There's going to be
spelled?
another one. K-A-N-G.
K-A-N-G.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I thought it was something different for some reason.
Like, I get what you're saying. I just
It was
don't
spelled
think that
different on the building.
Yeah, Kang Enterprises was
The corporation.
K-E-N-G. Yeah.
I thought it was like Q-U-N-G.
Yeah, it was Q-U-N-G.
Yeah.
But Kang is spelled K-A-N-G.
Yeah.
That was Kang Enterprises, which was like a front for Nathaniel Richards' company. But he was Kang. You know what I mean?
The whole thing at the end, though, with him and like Sylvie and all that, it was just so strange. But
do you think, too, there's been people out there who think that the whole Sylvie and Loki thing is gross? Where do you guys stand on this?
I don't think it is at all. I thought it was kind of weird at first, but I was like, good for him.
No, I'm all for it. Yeah,
like if I met a female version of me that I found attractive in some multiversal thing like this, and we got along, is that weird? Like,
well, that's the thing, dude. Like I was just saying, like they are literally not the same person. She occupied the same space as Loki in a different,
they're not the same person. Like
they're literally a completely different person. They have different powers. One's a girl. She just occupied the space of Loki.
There is literally no social. I don't even know what the right word. Construct in our existence to evaluate this on any kind of. Nobody has the ability to fall in love with a version of themselves. That's just not something that's possible. So I don't think that
happens every time I look in the mirror.
I think. Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna say there's a lot of narcissists out there who prove you wrong.
That's true. But I think a lot of people equate the, if it's disgusting to have a relationship with your siblings or your whatever, your cousins or whatever, which it clearly is. I think because the genetics are so close at that point, because the idea is so close, that idea is kind of translating into, well, they're so close being essentially the same person that's what makes it disgusting. But like you said, it's a completely different person. It's a completely different universe. Like, I don't know. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I don't know why people.
I don't see anything wrong.
Fundamentally, there's the idea of genetics being closely aligned and having a relationship with someone that's genetically close to you.
Related to you.
There's a serious like health issues that are arisen. There's a reason behind that whole thing. Who knows how genetics works when you're crossing over multiverses? Like,
exactly.
They could not even genetics could not even be a thing. Like, they could be a completely different genetic code or something. At that point, it's weird. Yeah. So,
I am totally with you.
I get why they're weirded out. It just doesn't get to me. So,
yeah, I understand. Like I get it. Like, I understand what they're saying, but it doesn't make any sense. Like, because even I don't even. I'm trying to think of a way to make it like be weird, and it's just not weird,
dude.
It's like you said. It'd
be the perfect couple.
Yeah, it really would.
I mean, you got to think they're not exactly the same, but you're similar enough to where it's like, you want to do the same things. I feel like, I don't.
I felt like
I would date if there's an attractive.
I feel like we'd probably get along if I met another version of myself in general. Like,
if I met an attractive female version of myself, hell yeah, I'd be like, "What's up? Let's hang out. You're me. Yep. I'm you." Okay,
sure.
Is this weird? Maybe a little bit, but.
So then we got the confirmation of season 2. By the way,
yeah,
we talked about that before.
That kind of blows my mind.
Why is that?
Just because Marvel is going to have to find a way to make season 2, because season 2 is not going to. They're not going to wait to pick up these threads until season 2. Like, season 2 is not going to pick up at the end. It's not going to say like, we're not going to get into season 2. It's going to say previously on Loki and like have Mobius turn around and go, "Who are you?" to Loki. It's going to be completely further down the line. At least I would imagine so. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would imagine that the Marvel universe, all that's happened will, like you said, it will be talked about in Spider-Man and maybe even Shang-Chi and Eternals. Who knows? I don't know where those were supposed to fall on the original timeline. I know things got shifted around because of the pandemic, and maybe those actually technically take place before this, or maybe it doesn't matter when they take place. But definitely by the time we get to Multiverse of Madness, clearly the multiversal theme will be touched upon, which means we won't pick up in season 2 directly where season 1 left off. So it's an interesting.
We don't even know where this takes place on the MCU proper timeline, technically.
Well, technically, it doesn't take place because the Void is
on a
outside
different
of
timeline, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're outside of time, so we don't know when and where this is. It's implied that it probably connects to what's going on in Spider-Man and, you know, Doctor Strange, especially if he's going to pop up in Doctor Strange. Because, like, yeah, then it obviously would make sense that, like, okay. And then Kevin Feige saying that, this is the thing, too. I said for a while ago, everyone kept saying that it was just WandaVision, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange. And I went out and found the article where Kevin Feige said WandaVision, Loki, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange. They all connect. So that's why I'm saying, like, presumably this is all going to be, like, the multiversal chaos shit is going to be wrapped up, presumably, in Doctor Strange. Yeah. The only thing that's weird is, like, we know Kang is going to be in Ant-Man 3, and it's also called Quantumania, which is also, like, very reminiscent of Multiverse of Madness. So it's like,
right.
Who knows what's going to happen? But nevertheless, to go back, we don't know where this is.
I think Kang is being set up to be the Thanos of whatever phase this is in. We had the Infinity Saga with the first 22 films. I feel like this will be this next saga will be a few different films, and I think Kang will be the Thanos level villain. I think he'll show up in different things, but I don't think he'll be like Quantumania. I don't know. I think Quantumania he'll be in, but I think that may have been a red herring to throw off people from when he got cast. Like they signed him right to a contract, and they knew that his contract would get out there that he's been signed to Marvel. So what do? You say he's going to be in Quantumania as Kang way down the line. You go, oh, okay, well, that's fine. And people don't start looking for him immediately in Loki, and don't start looking for him in, other properties. So,
yeah, they could, because they didn't even make the announcement till they had already shot Loki, and then they made the announcement like way after that he was going to be in Kang, or he was going to be in Quantumania. So I mean, it is possible that they just threw it out there just to like make people not think about it.
Yeah.
Right. Which is because a lot of people thought like there's no way it's going to be King of the End because he didn't sign on until after, blah blah. Well, I've said it before. Like when it becomes announced, that means the contract was signed like who knows how long ago.
Right.
Like Ben Affleck was Batman like 6 months before it was announced. Like they've talked about in interviews, like they knew like this around X time, and then like I've said before, when they went to Comic-Con, he said that he was going to be a floor on, he'd be an ape on the floor for Matt Reeves. Like he wasn't going to be, he already knew. Like Robert Pattinson was already Batman at that point.
Yeah,
like he was already signed on to do it and everything, but he just couldn't say anything because Justice League was about to come out. Like. So it's just like there's a difference between someone making a public announcement and then like the paperwork was done months ago, guys. Like, chill.
Right.
But yeah, they definitely. I liked how it ended though, personally.
Yeah, dude, that was really threw me off and took me out of it when they were like when Mobius is just like, "Who are you? Like, what? Where are you from?" But.
It is at this point curious though, like we were saying, like the timeline stuff is really interesting because like we just don't know.
Yeah.
Like cuz like we talked about it before that the writer for Loki like kind of let loose that he was writing season 2 like way before the show even aired. Like I think WandaVision was still on, and the Loki writer did an interview, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm working on season 2." And like we have literally a video about talking about that. So like obviously he wasn't lying. Like he just kind of let loose at like season 2. So I kind of already knew season 2 was a thing. Like so like this wasn't really a surprise. It just makes it a surprise based on how it ends. Because like now it presumably does connect to all these different things.
Yeah, I mean Marvel's
Like,
just a huge web in general, I feel like.
Yeah.
We about to get some thunderstorms.
Is it about to rain again?
It's about to. Check this out.
Are we gonna have a weather stream again?
Well, I thought we. Oh damn! It's not pulling up. You can kind of see my radar there. I heard thunder.
Well, yeah.
It's gonna storm.
You got anything else you want to add, or you want to talk about some hot toys?
Let's talk about hot toys.
I don't have a whole lot else. I was trying to think if there's anything else. I thought Jonathan Majors was phenomenal.
Yeah,
Because
that
I
was
think
great.
he's good. I think he's I'm really looking forward to his portrayal of Kang. He must have like some pretty incredible range because I've never seen him in anything else. But he's got
Neither have I.
Kang's a much different version of that person that he played. So it will be interesting to see how he plays him differently and how he, you know, he was playing a pretty out of it dude in this one.
Yeah.
Well, he was in Lovecraft Country on HBO.
Did you watch that?
No.
I've heard it's good, but I also heard it was canceled too. So
well, it was only canceled because that first season was based on a book, and the book ended. So like they did the book, and they were gonna do a season 2, but they couldn't. HBO and who they had they just couldn't come up with a good story for it, so they decided to scrap
continue it.
Yeah.
So they decided to keep it like Watchmen and just do the one and done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so it was mainly just to protect what they already had,
Which, to
protect the IP.
To be fair, yeah, I appreciate people making those decisions if they, if that's like Watchmen was so good on HBO, and I'm glad that they didn't try and like just make a second one just for the hell of it, just because they had done so well with the first one. Like, if they have a story they believe in, then yeah, go for it. So, I don't know. I thought he was great in it. Obviously, Tom Hiddleston. I ended up really liking the actress that played Sylvie. I know that a lot of people at times didn't like her. I will say Marvel played that series off. It was awfully slow burn. Like the first 2 episodes, I was like, "Oh boy!" Like I had been looking forward to it quite a bit, and after the first 2 episodes, I was like, "Well, WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier were great. I mean, this is good. Tom Hiddleston's great in everything, and this series is good." But man, they kicked it into high gear with like those last 3, I think. Just
well, they've made Loki such a likable character, I feel like, in this show. And, by the end of it, like you empathize with him and you like feel where he's coming from. And like that whole part where he's talking to Sylvie before she's like trying to kill He Who Remains, and he's just like, like, listen, I'm not lying to you and whatnot. Like it was like a totally different Loki than you're used to seeing.
Definitely.
I thought that was cool though. Like I empathized with it. Like I said, like I get where he's coming from.
That's what they kind of compressed. We ended up getting the same Loki that died in Infinity War in a very condensed story arc, but he got to the same place.
Right.
Like, because in the end of Infinity War, he was willing to sacrifice himself to attempt to kill Thanos to save Thor. Like, he knew it wasn't going to work but he tried. Like, and that same character development all happened to this Loki now, just in a very condensed amount of time.
Yeah. He was willing to sacrifice himself to Sylvie if that's what it needed to come to. Mm-hmm. He put himself right in front of the blade when she was going to go stab him the first time. So
like literally, pretty much the same situation.
But a really good job by them to get him to that same place. Like, I mean, they obviously, I think they probably technically had more screen time when you think about it, because you got parts of Loki in a lot of different movies versus a lot of Loki in a few episodes. So
yeah.
Well, now that it's over, Loki was my like after the trailers, Loki became my most anticipated Marvel Disney Plus show.
I remember you saying that you were.
Now we have all 3. So what's your all's rankings of the 3 so far? We can wrap up the Loki review.
Loki, WandaVision, then Falcon and Winter Soldier for me.
All right. John, where's yours?
Dude, I wasn't ready for this.
Putting you on the spot.
Which kid do you like more?
That's kind of what it
Oh
is.
boy, I don't know. I had nothing to do with the making of these, but yeah, I love them just as much. But all right, I'll just man.
Just right now, you gotta
I'll
answer. What is it?
I'll go Falcon, Winter Soldier, Loki.
Falcon, Winter Soldier, Loki.
Yeah.
Where's WandaVision? She
or no, I'm
last?
sorry, Falcon, WandaVision.
That I knew that's
Captain
what you
America,
meant somehow.
Winter Soldier. Yeah. It was Falcon. It was the W that hung me up. I went Winter Soldier instead of Wanda. It was Falcon, Wanda, Loki.
I think we all have different ones, man. Because I think honestly, I might put WandaVision on top and Loki second, and then Falcon third. That's the way I might go.
Falcon just didn't do it for me.
But I think Loki had the weakest episodes of all 3 seasons of the show. Like season 3 or episode 3 of Loki, you could delete it and it wouldn't even matter.
Right.
Like
it really wouldn't.
It just was. You just didn't need it at all. Didn't do anything. So like, I liked the scope of Loki though, and I liked all the stuff that I liked Loki on paper and conceptually. I think it was the best. But like, I think WandaVision was the most complete, solid show. Like,
yeah,
WandaVision was just so unique in the way they presented it and the way they did it. Like they tried something, and to varying success for different people. For me, it worked exceptionally well. I know for a lot of people, those first 2 episodes fell flat, but I appreciated the artistic vision behind it, which is why it is number 2 in mine. And I'm putting Falcon and Winter Soldier at number 1 because, I mean, God, those scenes with Bucky and the old man and like just the development, and then just the social commentary about Falcon becoming Cap and his rationale for not doing it and stuff. I just found that stuff just engrossing, and like, as much as I loved the character development with Loki, as you said, we kind of had that before, so it wasn't a repeat because they did it in a different way. It was still just as good and an excellent show. But like it's me picking not 1, 2, and 3. It's me picking 1A, 1B, and 1C. If that's a
yeah.
I don't know. I really liked Falcon Winter Soldier. I just don't think it was good as it's hard to say honestly. But Bucky's still my favorite character in the MCU. I think so. It just is what it is. Like, but I don't know. I liked the concept stuff of Loki. Probably more than any of the other ones. So, but I can't put it in number 1 because like there were some episodes that I was just like episode 3 in particular. Like I said, like you don't even need
the Lamentus episode.
Yeah, the one where he gets thrown out of the train.
Yeah.
Like that whole episode is just completely throwaway, other than the line of the TVA agents are variants. That's it, and that's not even the main purpose of that episode. Like there is no purpose to the episode.
Yeah,
that's a throwaway line in the episode, and then that's it. They had a bunch of cool scenes in the episode, like stuff looked cool. Like Loki, I would definitely say looked the best out of all of them.
Yeah, I would think so.
And it had I think it had the best score out of anything Marvel related at all. Like the score was better in the Loki show than anything they've done. Better than the Avengers theme, better than everything. Like, for sure. But yeah, that's it. So Rick, you were Loki, Falcon, then Wanda?
No, Wanda and Falcon switch those around.
Okay, so you were Loki, Wanda, and Falcon. John was Falcon, Loki, or Falcon, Wanda, Loki?
Falcon, Wanda, Loki.
Then I'm going to go Wanda, Loki, Falcon.
Wanda, Loki, Falcon.
Yeah. All different.
So we all did, yeah.
We all watched the same show.
We did. We all have different opinions.
Yeah. Look at that. If that's not the perfect example of the subjectivity.
Variety.
It's subjective. You know, you all walk away with something different. Speaking of which, let's look at these hot toys. So this was a big, dude. This was big. Well, this was the first little leak we got. This was the first one. So we got these. Which one do you think's the coolest out of this first little leak we got? Which one spoke to you? If you had to buy one of these, which one would it be?
Deadpool.
If I had to buy one of these, it's going to be the one I'm going to buy anyway, and that's Throwing Boba. So, I mean, this is kind of easy for me. I just have issues with Throwing Boba.
Yeah.
This Throwing Boba.
I mean, for me, it's the one that I'm definitely getting is Black Widow. Even though it's not, it's just a cool. I really like that costume. I think the head sculpt and the hair is really great. But the most surprising one was Doctor Strange. And then if I would take Black Widow out.
Her hair just looks
what's that thing
plasticky
on the side?
I don't know why it's here. Like I'm just okay, there we go.
There you go. If you take Black Widow out, the one that I think I would probably jump at, well, I don't know. The one I'm most intrigued, like I think the Iron Man one I would possibly do, but the one I'm most intrigued by, I think, is the Spider-Man one.
Yeah.
I think that one has the potential in hand to look just really cool and really sharp.
The spider suit is cool. I think the coolest thing about this one is that it's confirmation that this is in the movie.
Yeah.
That's kind of the coolest part about this one. Yeah, it's Spider-Man No Way Home branded.
Yeah, I know.
What is the suit?
And
it's the second toy leak.
It could be a concept suit.
It doesn't say concept, though. They would have put concept on it.
Doctor Strange is branded Infinity War.
But it says concept art series.
Yeah, but maybe Marvel told him not to? I don't know.
I don't know, dude. It's the second toy leak of this exact same suit, and it has the Doctor Strange stuff on it. We know Doctor Strange is in it. I'm calling this confirmation. That's just where I'm going. Because this is totally something out of Doctor Strange's little vault that he's got, giving him some magical woo-hows and
zim-zams. Well, there's that, and then the web attachments.
Exactly.
Picks up with the web attachments, or clearly, I mean, he's webbing portals up or something.
Dude. He's literally, and you can tell too that he's still just wearing the upgraded suit. Like it's just like the gauntlet has gone over his regular suit. You know what I mean? And has given it the gold appearance. That's my takeaway from it. He's still just wearing his normal suit. Once he puts this gauntlet on, he gets these magical mystic arts powers, and then it just goes over his suit because they need to sell toys. That just is what it is. That's my guess anyway. I think the suit looks good though.
It's a lot more ornate than I thought it would be, but like you said, it's very Doctor Strange.
It's very Doctor Strange looking.
It's very strange looking, honestly.
That's an awkward pose right there.
Yeah, that's just kind of.
For usually Hot Toys does a great job. That's a great pose. Whoever got him in that position and took that shot is great. Whoever took the last one, and it's probably the same person, but the last one was just an odd one for me. I'm
with you.
Another good one.
The only thing that I think is weird about both of these poses is he's holding this in a reverse grip, so he'd be pulling. He would have shot the web, somehow turned his hand completely around to pull himself.
That's true.
So
it is kind of awkward.
It would have shot out and he would have grabbed it and then pulled himself. He wouldn't be pulling down. For one, you're incredibly weak trying to pull down with your tricep and your shoulder. So they should have flipped the hand around, but
yeah,
that's
an awkward. I'm trying to do that here.
It's not how it would have worked. You shoot it out here, and then you just
and the web's pulling
he shot it, so he would have had to have completely flipped his arm around.
The web's pulling you, so it's just that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's the wrong way. It wouldn't work that way, but it is what it is.
Oh, by the way, totally off subject. They are making Kraft macaroni and cheese ice cream.
I saw that.
Yeah. Don't know how I feel about it.
This is one of those things where it's you should.
Just because you should doesn't mean you. Just because you could
doesn't mean you should. I'm gonna try it though. I love cheese, so we were just
sure it's probably
about
pretty good.
Cheese. That's like when I saw the Fruity Pebble coffee creamer. I'm just like, why would you want that, dude? The
Right.
Cocoa Pebble one, I could see someone wanting some cocoa in it, but like, I don't know about the rest. Then we got the Iron Strange. That's the thing. This is really inspired by the concept art. Like, the other one's in the thing for sure. For sure. Would you have liked to have seen this in the movie? This concept, this strange Iron Man suit?
I don't really know what the point of it would have been.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
I've actually been meaning to go back and look it up because apparently it was a deleted scene that they were going to have in the movie, and I don't know what it's in reference to. So I am interested to know what the idea behind it was.
And it is interesting. Like, did like some of like when they were on Titan, did he just like give him some of his nanites to make his own suit? Like,
see, but this is
but it's from
Endgame. This is also in game, yeah.
Yeah. So
I like his little finger pose.
Because it's literally the Mark 85. Like, it's not like his own, like he made an Iron Spider suit for Spider-Man, right? This is just the Mark 85. Like,
somebody somewhere else said that they had so many 85 bodies left that they just re-released it. It's basically the 85, but they do. I mean, it is very Doctor Strange-ified. They
put the thing on
look
the
at that chest.
Yeah.
Well, and then the shoulders too. Even the shoulders have a different look than the 85 did, right?
I guess you could say it's kind of strange.
Look at that. Look at those lights, like just under
times.
on the collar on the collarbone.
I don't know. I haven't looked at it enough to know if there's any like that fucking minute differences. It just looks exactly like the 85 in principle. And it does all the same things. Like, it's got the back things, it's got the gun things on the hand. Like, yeah, they put the etching of the strange, like, the Agamotto looking thing in the center. That's fine. I just don't know. Because, like, that's the other thing, too. This is an endgame, and he's got the Eye of Agamotto and his arc reactor. He didn't have the Eye of Agamotto in endgame. That's the whole point. How would he have this? Yeah, it literally makes absolutely zero sense when you go that far with it. This would have had to have been on Titan for it to be in any sort of concept. Like, unless they had a draft of, like, somehow they got the stones back at some point, and, like, maybe in the end battle, he did, instead of making the gauntlet, they did this with the eye, like, he reformed the Eye of Agamotto in one of the drafts, and, like, put it in his suit, and then
what does the eye do?
It controls time.
Okay, that's it. Nothing too big.
Yeah, you can just control time with it.
What'd you think of that thing I sent you, by the way, off topic, about that dude, the Navy people that can apparently like alter reality? Some wild shit, isn't it?
Yeah, I need to look into it more though.
Like, how would that even work? But apparently, there's like some credible information behind it.
This is the one.
Yeah, God, that chest piece just looks awful.
The helmet looks worse. I have this in my cart though, and like I thought about ordering it just because like I want it no matter what, and I want the throne. I just don't want them. Like, I will be pissed if like they make a version of, like, if this gets released as is, and then when the Book of Boba Fett comes out, they release it how it's supposed to be. I will be fucking furious. Because, like, it's just a waste of money at that point. Because then, like, you obviously know they're not going to re-release it with the throne. So, like, then they're just forcing people into buying the one of how it's supposed to look. And it's like, I don't like that. Because, like, I get what they were going for with this, to make it look like he just painted it. But it's like, that's not what he did in the show.
Yeah,
like,
it looks like he sanded it on
in the show. He sanded it down because it was a perfectly clean finish.
Smooth.
It was a 100% perfectly smooth finish. And that's why I was so confused. It's like, why didn't they just, like, this is how it looked. It was this smooth. It was this fucking smooth in the show.
It was. It really was.
So why didn't they just?
It's more of like a matte finish. Well, that's a matte finish, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like if they would have had to have, like, it has to be a new cast for them to have all the paint, or they just clumped on paint. You know what I mean? Because they would have had to have like made a new cast for it to have all these individual like ridges and shit on it to make it look like this. Like, and
Paint's
they did
not
a
gonna
good
do that.
job of making it look like this. And I know what they were going for, and it looks good for what they were going for. I just don't like that it's not how it's supposed to be in the show. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, because, and that's the thing too. I've been like literally been waiting for this fucking figure. This has been the one I wanted. Like, this has been the only Boba Fett figure I ever wanted. Was the
Look at the picture of him right there.
The Boba Fett fresh paint job has
smooth
been
as ice.
Yeah, and it's like it's perfectly smooth. He sanded it down.
Look at the shoulder pad. It looks almost new. Like,
yeah, like everything's brand new. He didn't just haphazardly paint this shit like they're showing in this. Like, it's not the same at all. Like, this is he sanded the shit down and painted it, dude. Like, he didn't do this.
No,
like at all.
That doesn't even look like the same shade of green.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it still looks good, and I like it, and I have to buy it because it comes with the throne. And I can't risk like not being able to get the throne later on. You know what I mean? Like, I can't.
That's good to
So, like, I'm hoping they do one of two things: enough people complain, and they just ship it with 2 sets of armor, or they just fix the armor.
Yeah,
like one of the two. Like, because I mean, like the throne looks great. Like,
he must have gotten a new rifle too, because that's totally the same kind that Luke Skywalker chopped in half in Return of the Jedi. I think
apparently
it's just
the colors aren't right with it. Like, if you can just tell on this picture. So if you look there, but then look here, it's not the same.
No.
Like at all. So like, I don't know why they decided to take so much liberty with this figure.
In terms of Star Wars actors, Tamar Morrison is like the luckiest dude.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, he's just, and he's such a cool dude too. Like,
now I'm normally all for them like taking liberties, especially with like the like animated ones that they make into this, because they try to make them look more real.
Like,
but this is not how it looked, man.
Tamar Morrison plays like some of the best Star Wars characters. Captain Rex, like the Bad Batch, like he's everybody.
He is everybody.
Well, but he doesn't do the voice, does he?
No.
Not
but like in theory, like a live action Rex, Tamar Morrison. You know, like a live action Cody, Tamar Morrison.
Live action Boba Fett. It's Tamar Morrison.
Jango Fett.
Look at this. I'm just so bummed, man, because I just wanted this nice clean Boba Fett armor, and I gotta get this.
Yo, that looks like shit.
It just looks so gangly.
It looks like somebody spray painted it, because spray paint, like I've done it before when I made like armor and stuff. You spray paint something and you don't sand it, the spray paint reacts with the already dried paint, and it gives it a weird texture, kind of like bubbles up.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what that looks like.
And I would totally get that and 100% respect
the other thing,
that's how it looked in the show.
The silver thing on his cheek was painted over on the re-armored version.
Mm-hmm.
And it is not painted over on the hot toy.
Yeah, man. This is what bums me out.
We're breaking this down to like a molecular level, but...
Yeah, because I mean,
well, see, I think there will be a lot of changes. There's been a ton of talk about this and the poor look of it. So I think this will be a case where you'll see an update, just like they did recently with the Wanda Vision head update, where people had a bunch of issues with the way her costume looked. I think they'll update it.
I agree. Wait, she can't come in here, right? Okay. Okay. Hi, Freya.
Hi, Freya.
Hi. I'll see you in a little bit.
You guys saw you grab her, just like, get back.
Yeah.
Hey, Freya.
I'm hoping though that they do that. Like that's my my one worry with this thing. It's like I said, I can't not get it because of the throne.
I guess I'm going to your daughter's birthday party. You didn't know that, but now you know.
Yeah, it is what it is. But elsewise, though, I think it looks great. I honestly kind of hope they do just ship it with both the armors. Like, because then I would just have the extra, like, shitty looking armor. We could throw it on the figure we have here. Oh, yeah, and then just if anybody, like, was worried about... You know what, too? Even on the Empire Boba, it doesn't look like that. Even though it is all scraped up, it's still all fucking smooth. So I don't know why they did that, in all honesty. Like
prototype? Do you think they recast everything and just didn't have the time to? This was their big reveal, and they didn't have the time to smooth it all down. I don't know. Seems odd, but
that's the thing. They have so much Boba Fett armor. Like the only like they went out of their way to make it look like this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this has to be like, you can't just accidentally make it look like that. Because even if they did just use the same Boba Fett armor they have, it would be perfectly smooth. You know what I mean? Like, literally, like, this is smooth.
Yeah.
Like, so
that's a Boba Fett that has like the symbols on his helmet and stuff.
Yeah. Well, this is the Empire one. It comes with both sets of armor.
Yeah.
But like, it's so even if they just took this and repainted it, it would just be smooth. So like, they deliberately made it look like the shitty paint job for whatever reason, which I would totally understand if that's how it looked in the show, but like, it doesn't look like that. Like, you know, it's just like, it's just not what it is, man. But if anybody, to anyone out there's dismay, this has just joined the wait list, the Empire Boba. So if anybody was looking for it, you're not gonna get it.
I hate to say it. I think I'm gonna sign off of here.
Yeah,
I'm getting tired. Gonna thunderstorm too.
I feel that.
Don't want. We were just talking about driving home, like in the rain and stuff, and yeah.
I'm bummed though too, John. Did you see that like in their display they had all this like cool backdrop shit, but this doesn't come with the figure? Like, that's kind of bummed me out.
That is cool.
I heard somebody talking about that you know they've got that cool stuff, but it doesn't actually.
Yeah, it comes with just the throne, but not this cool shit. Kind of a bummer.
Well, John.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say real quick. I'm signing off of here. I will maybe see you tomorrow if we do everything tomorrow night. And otherwise, have a good night, man.
All right, we'll see you. Take care.
See you. See you later, Mike.
See you, dude. Have fun.
We'll try.
Wow. You gonna get this Red Guardian? What did you think about it? I'm surprised they don't have like this Red Guardian up for like everything else is available besides like some of these ones.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I'm debating on whether or not. See, I don't have any discount codes for Sideshow right now. If I had a discount code, like I had a discount code that was about to expire, so I went ahead and put my pre-order in on the white suit, Black Widow. But I don't have any discount codes unless they send me one. I might try and go third party order like Toys Wonderland or something like that, and try and get a collector's own or something. Try and get a first or second batch. Just pay the little bit more because, to be honest, I don't want to wait like I did on In-Game Cap. I mean, In-Game Cap came out in January, beginning of February, and I didn't get mine until June. I don't want to wait. I'll pay the extra $25 to $50 and not have to wait an additional, you know, part of the excitement is, you know, getting the figure, being one of the first to experience it and not seeing it all over the place. I mean, hell, by the time In-Game Cap actually got here, I'd seen 1,000 different reviews, heard 1,000 different comments about it. I got out of the box. I knew it better than, you know, if I'd been living with it for the past 2 months. So
I'm with you.
It is what it is. But so anyway, that's a long way of getting to. I may not pre-order from Sideshow. I may try and pre-order from somewhere else. Red Guardian looks cool. He's one of those figures though that I'll get if I can find him at a decent price later on. You know, I got the in-game Rocket, which I probably would normally gotten, but I got a good deal on him, so I went ahead and got him. What I'm really surprised I'm surprised there's no Yelena. I'm really hoping that they make one and that we get one soon. I'm a little worried that we might have to wait until the Hawkeye series or until a later movie to get one, but I really was hoping for a Yelena with her jacket that she gave to Natasha. I felt like she was a bigger character in the movie than Red Guardian, so I was surprised that they went that route.
Well, that's like I said, man. They could just give you 3 head sculpts with the white suit Black Widow, and then if they include that vest, you're done. Like, you'd have the Yelena figure. Like, I think this Batman, honestly, like, is super cool. Like, with the base, dude, that looks really good.
Oh, yeah. real good.
I would never want this unless they had Mr. Freeze though.
Yeah,
because it's just like it's such like a big figure just to have just sitting there. Like it's cool and all, but it's someone I would need to have posing off of somebody. Yeah, in my opinion.
You think King Shark ever releases?
He may end up
Or is
being
he-
Cyborg.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
he
'Cause
looks freaking cool,
He looks great.
but
Honestly,
yeah.
the fact that they would have had to custom make this body, obviously, like this is like they would have had to have engineered this. I do
Oh,
think this
definitely.
is going to be released probably. But I mean, they technically had to do the same for Cyborg, so I don't know why that took so long either. Like maybe they just like had a lot of problems with Cyborg because of like how he was designed. Like maybe that's why it was like such a delay. Like maybe there was just maybe he's just failing tons of QA tests because it's like
Do you think they tried to do diecast with Cyborg, and it either became too hard to do, and then they decided once Zack Snyder Justice League came out, it did so well that they decided to go back to and just replace it with plastic and do it? Because I mean, I don't know how making a die-cast figure versus a plastic figure, works. If you can use the same molds, if you have to do different, I don't know how they do that, but
I imagine you would. I don't know though. Like I don't know what really would have to go into it beyond that because
yeah.
you'd think, yeah. I mean, the engineering would just be different material wise, but I mean, as far as like the dimensions and everything go, like I imagine it'd be pretty similar. So like,
Yeah.
I don't really know. But yeah, there was just a lot of figures I didn't expect to be dropped in this lot of this random day here.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
thinking
so
though,
this.
do what?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say,
So I
I
was.
think with like Fennec, because Fennec was in the Boba Fett picture. I'm
Yeah.
thinking that either she's gonna be waiting until the Book of Boba Fett, or they're holding back a couple things for the sideshow like con that's coming up.
Do you think that they? I mean, we kind of talked about this off stream, but do you think that they make figures just strictly for promo pieces? I mean, because we got the Luke Skywalker appearance in the deluxe Mando set, right? Or is it which Mando figure that they released recently had the Luke Skywalker in it?
I don't remember seeing Luke Skywalker in the Mando.
Oh, there was a Mando figure they released in one of the promo pictures. Or no, maybe it wasn't Mando. Was it Bo-Katan? Oh, this is gonna bug me. Luke Skywalker is shown. A Luke Skywalker figure is shown in one of the I don't even know what to call them. The promo pics that they release along with every figure that they announce, and um, and we've yet to see that figure actually be in production. I can look too. Well, I didn't think about that. I can go over to Sideshow, look at a couple of them too. But anyway, that one's never come to fruition. I'm wondering if they, but they have other Luke bodies, so it wouldn't be too hard to jerry rig a Luke figure to throw into a Mando promo pick. That Fennec figure, I mean, they had to build that whole figure. I mean, they had to do the helmet and everything. So it would shock me that they wouldn't. But then I guess they already have. I mean, look at all the coming soon figures on Sideshow site that
I know.
never got
After
released.
all this
So
time and all these announcements, I still don't have my Obi-Wan Kenobi.
yeah,
I still don't have it. Like,
yeah,
what the hell,
exactly.
dude? I mean,
There,
I know there's some like Sideshow, for instance, they'll do that a lot. Like I've seen them throw. And I think I might remember what you're talking about. Like I think I've seen a Luke.
maybe it was a Death Trooper. Was it a Death Trooper? Oh man.
Oh, maybe it's the Dark Trooper.
Dark Trooper.
It's
Yeah,
probably the Dark Trooper. Yeah. Let me pull it up. I got it right here. Yeah. It's right there. He was there. I saw him right there. Right there.
yeah. So they show a Luke figure in that scene. Now, and people speculate that that was going to be a version of Luke for this. Now, they may have just used Return of the Jedi Luke and put his cloak up. I don't know. I don't know.
They would have
that
had to
figure
have explicitly gotten this dark brown cloak, though, because the one that comes with the Return of the Jedi one is more of like a
is
normal
black.
brown. No, it's like a more
Oh, it's
normal
brown?
brown. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like this black color that like this is.
So they
'Cause
would
this
have. So this is either a Luke figure that they made for this, or they customized one they
Yeah,
had.
they just put the Luke hand on. It could have very well been the Return of the Jedi Luke figure because it has the lightsaber, it has the gloved hand, and it has the black sleeve. But then they just threw a different cloak on it so to make it more match
Yeah.
the correct color.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know why, because they had like I thought the same thing about Luke though in general. Like everyone's wanted the Mando Luke. And I don't know why they didn't just make it, because like at the time that came out, they had just had the Return of the Jedi Lukes. Like they just had sold out of those essentially. Like they just released them like shortly before. So like they obviously had like they had to cut out some materials all to do it. Like literally it'd be the exact same stuff. All they had to do was throw in a different color cloak to the Return of the Jedi Luke, and then you have a Mando Luke. That's it. Like
Mm-hmm.
and plus, it's another thing that they could put in a 6-scale Grogu in there with. Like, just another one.
Hot Toys they've kind of established themselves as kind of the leader of the pack as far as 6-scale figures go, and justifiably so, based off of the licenses that they hold, but also just the quality of the figures that have come out. But they are having some real growing pains in getting figures actually out the door and done. Do you think is that going to open the door enough for people to start looking at other? Because like I heard somebody talking about 3.0. 3.0 seems to be picking up a lot of licenses too, and there are other people out there doing third-party figures, unlicensed figures. I'm just wondering if Hot Toys, a year from now, 2 years from now, I mean, I think it'll take more than a year, but 2 years from now will be as hot as they are to make a pun out of the situation. Like,
Be
I mean, it's
warm
just
toys.
yeah. You're looking at some really cool figures here, but my God, who knows when we're going to see them, or if we ever see them? That's the thing. Like, they get people all hyped up. Like, dude, like I'm super excited about that Black Widow, but I'm not stupid enough to think that by the time it comes for them to start producing them, 12 months, 18 months from now, that they may decide, oh, it doesn't really look like the demand's there, or, oh, we've got these other figures we're going to prioritize and push it back. Because that has to be what's happening with figures like Obi-Wan and all those Nightwing and all those figures that have been on that kind of coming soon page forever. I mean, at some point they're redefining the word soon. Like, I don't think you guys understand what the word soon means.
Oh yeah, dude. The Obi-Wan has literally been announced since like 2018 or 2019.
Yeah.
And he's just been sitting there. Like it's been
convert, not even pre-order, like
nothing.
It's
like,
bad enough the things that you're waiting on pre-order to materialize, but
I have 2 pages of pre-orders now. Like when I go to my orders, I literally have to go to page 2 to finish it. And it's like half the shit doesn't come out till 2022. I don't even know why I bought it.
And some of these are big figures. I mean, you've got Bespin Luke, which I know they did a Bespin Luke before, but they also redid the 40th anniversary line, and you've got you don't even have a Bespin. Somebody mentioned this on one of the other streams. You don't even have a Bespin Han. You have a Bespin Leia, but no Bespin Han to go with it.
Well, you have Lando too. You have Bespin Lando.
You have Lando too. Yes, yeah. Like,
I don't know why they never made Bespin Chewie with our C-3PO all in shambles. I wanted that too, like the backpack of C-3PO. I want that.
And I know people love Clone Wars, and Clone Wars is great. But how many troopers have they released? Like, did we need the 501st Trooper already? I mean, like, okay, well, they did. Cool and all,
they did the 501st because they did Anakin and Rex, so it made sense for them to do a 501st. What doesn't make sense is for them not to do Obi-Wan, because they made Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan.
But what I'm saying is, why divert the resources to making? I understand the idea to make a 501st makes sense, but why would you not prioritize making a Han Solo or an Obi-Wan before you ever get around to making a 501st? Like, I understand, like, in your production cycle, you prioritize the figures that will sell you the most units, I would assume, because you want to make the most money. And I would assume that a Han Solo would make way more than a 5. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe because people do these army builds with troopers where they just buy like 10 troopers so that they can have an entire squad sitting on their shelf. Maybe they end up making more off the troopers, but I wouldn't think so. I would think the popularity of a Han Solo would make it sell much better than a trooper. But and
It
just
depends on
just
the
the
Solo.
plethora of troopers.
With the Solo, I find it odd because they did all the Bespin stuff, but they never made a Bespin Han, more so than anything. But the troopers, you're 100% right. People Justin said he bought like 6 of those or something. Like
Yes.
he bought like 6 or 8 of those things, like already.
Well, Jeddah said that he bought like 10. He reached whatever the Sideshow's limit was for it. People didn't even know Sideshow had a limit on how many you could buy, but he reached it. So
exactly. So it's like the troopers, and that's how they know those will sell for that very reason. So like you're dead on the money for that. I just don't get the. I understand. Like my theory behind, for instance, Obi-Wan was they announced they did the Revenge of the Sith series. So they did Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan, they did Revenge of the Sith Anakin, Dark Side and Light Side. And they did Attack of the Clones Yoda and Attack of the Clones Dooku. Like they had all this stuff, and this was when all these came out around the time that Disney Plus came out and revived Clone Wars. And that's when they announced all this Attack of the Clones stuff and, whatever, all this shit that, like, hopefully we'll see because I really need this Padme and I really need this Obi-Wan. I don't care if they don't do the rest. Although that's why I feel like if any of these things on here, they'll probably do this regular clone trooper here and the droid, because people will probably buy a bunch of the droids. And then I would like Kit Fisto and Padme, but I definitely want Padme and Obi-Wan. But these things got fucking backseated because the hype for Clone Wars died, and the hype immediately changed to Mando. Because that's why you saw, like, essentially, they got Anakin out the door, so that's coming. But then now, there's been no other. Well, they also got Ahsoka, because that's the thing. They did the Clone Wars TV series figures that have Anakin, Ahsoka, and Darth Maul, and then the 501st Trooper and Rex. So like they had all those come out for Clone Wars, and that's when Obi-Wan was supposed to come out. But then Mandalorian popped the fuck off. So then all their resources got diverted to making more and more and more and more and more Grogus and shit. Like we literally have. Well, there's like 2 different versions of Durasteel Mando. Then there's another one that there's another Durasteel Mando that comes with the Blurg. There's 2 different versions of Beskar Mando and a quarter scale Beskar Mando, and now they have the definitive Chrome Beskar Mando that comes with all of the extra shit, and the Pedro head sculpt. Bo-Katan, fucking Boba Fett, Ahsoka Tano, like they just completely shifted gears Star Wars wise. Because like, and I get why they have to do it while it's hot, because like they know that the Mandalorian stuff is going to sell right now, and they don't know that the Clone Wars stuff is going to have as much demand at this point, because the Clone Wars stuff was cool 2 years ago when they were able to get all the other stuff out. That's hopefully coming out this year. Like I'm supposed to have my Rex 2 months. I was supposed to have my Rex in April. I don't have my Rex.
Yeah.
Like it's I get why they do it. You're totally right though. Like at some point, some of these third party like unlicensed people because they're getting better and better. A lot of these unlicensed figures are looking phenomenal. If I showed you one. Like, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but, like, if I had them sitting on a shelf next to a Hot Toy, you wouldn't be able to really tell them apart. Like, Hot Toy still has, like, the die-cast Iron Man shit. Like, no one's, I think, is ever going to come close to that. But when it comes to, like, head sculpts and just outfits, like, even the bodies, like, they're, like, these other companies' bodies and stuff, they're catching up. So, if they're going to announce figures, they're just going to be a little bit more confident to actually make a figure that Hot Toys has announced they're making, because they could be confident they'll at least release theirs. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
that's the only thing. These third parties, they normally go and do things that they know Hot Toys isn't doing, because they know they're not going to have the same quality as them. So, because if a third party announced the Hot Toys, Obi-Wan, or just if they announced an Obi-Wan, but then Hot Toys also did, 9 times out of 10, someone's going to wait for the Hot Toys one. This is what it is. But that's changing.
But this one company did a third party Miles Spider-Man from Into the Spider-Verse from Into the Spider-Verse that I picked up, and man, I love that figure. I'm guessing maybe the internals aren't quite as good as Hot Toys, but man, it is a great figure. I have no complaints. Like, I'm not going to end up getting the Hot Toys one because I already have that figure, and it's actually more accurate because of a certain like brand that they can't have in it. Because the Hot Toys doesn't have the exactly. But mine's got the Nike kicks. Like it's legit, and like I'm not going to get the Hot Toys one, because I don't feel the need to. And like Hot Toys keeps messing around. I think more people are going to start, if other companies start doing that similar thing, people are going to start looking other places.
Well, I'm also kind of getting annoyed with Hot Toys too, like with like the Cyborg situation. Like, and with the King Shark situation. They announced King Shark. We don't know if it's ever going to come out, but they didn't announce the Suicide Squad. They announced King Shark. So like, for all this time you have Justice League, but you never had Cyborg. So you can't even complete the sets. Like,
yeah, that's a big issue. But here's the thing about King Shark too. He actually hasn't technically been announced. Like, he wasn't part of that release that when you brought up that promo pic earlier.
Yeah,
he was not on that promo. He's not on there. But whatever this toy show was that they brought the figures out at, they included him, and there's somebody else that they included.
Red Guardian was there.
Red Guardian, thank you. Yeah,
the Batman.
That was the one I was thinking of. The Batman. There, yep.
And then Nightwing. So, all these things are still coming.
Was
soon.
Nightwing there?
Nightwing was there, but they announced Nightwing a couple months ago at a different event. So he's been on the coming soon page for a couple months now. So this is the second like pre-showcase that they've had. I was actually surprised to see, and this what gave me like more worry, was that no one took pictures of Clone Wars Obi-Wan. Now, they did recently go back and update the Clone Wars Obi-Wan figure to say, what's the date now? Yeah, this was just showed off at the Sideshow 2020 con, the Clone Wars Obi-Wan, and previously the last date for this was 2019 Comic-Con when it was showed off. So the Clone Wars Obi-Wan was literally showed off in 2019, and we're in 2021 now, and it still hasn't been released. So my hope here is that we have 2021 Sideshow Con coming up, and that's when this is going to go live finally. That's my hope, because they just updated this within the past couple months to say 2020, because I check this figure all the fucking time. And just a couple months ago, it changed from saying 2019 Comic-Con to 2020 Sideshow Con. So I know they still theoretically have plans for this fucking figure. They wouldn't have gone through the effort of changing that to say it was showed off at 2020. Like, they wouldn't have gave a fuck. They would have just taken it off. Because around the same time, they did take a bunch of stuff off of this altogether. Like, this used to be a much bigger list of things that were coming soon.
I need to go in and screenshot this list or screenshot this page and put it in a file, and that way, like 6 months from now when they update and drop more stuff, you can actually see what over time what's been dropped and what hasn't, because I don't remember. I'm sure somebody's probably already done that.
I'll do it right now just so I know. Here's everything that's coming soon as of today. And then we can check back on it. Because I know for a fact that stuff was removed from here because the position of the Jedi Starfighter used to be the top right corner of the page every time I came here. And the only way it would shift is if things before it were removed.
Did anything go from this page convert over to a pre-order?
Nope. Not that I'm aware of.
Black Widow and Taskmaster
Yeah, Black Widow, Taskmaster, and then maybe
Were coming soon.
Tony Stark one. Maybe the Tony Stark.
You're right, Tony
one,
Stark, Team Suit, Tony Stark.
That would have been the only 3 that I remember off the top of my head, though. Now that you
Okay.
mentioned those 2.
I just remember Black Widow because I remember I was waiting for Black
Yeah,
Widow.
you're definitely right. They were
stuck
there.
her over on this page.
But yeah, man, the
Still,
thing
still though, it's
just shitty because like people get hyped, and my main complaint with it is like very relevant right now because I mean I'm living it with Obi-Wan like still because like I literally am gonna have Clone Wars Anakin soon, and like aside from Rex, he's gonna have nobody to go with. Like,
well, and like you said though too, like the one of the things, these are not $10, $20, Legends figures where, if they don't complete a team set, you're kind of, people buy these things to have high-end collectibles of complete teams and groups. Like the same reason the clones sell so well, because people want all the clones to represent all the different scenes from the shows and stuff. Like, so you want to have you want your Obi-Wan to go with it. You want your, all the Avengers to go with it. I don't know.
no, it's true, and that's why I'm like, I'm really feeling that same bumness about this, man. They only have Hunter and Echo now.
Yeah.
Like, how long am I gonna like? I have to get these because I like ended up liking the show, and I really love the design of their suits and stuff. But like, if they don't ever make a Wrecker and a Tech and a Crosshair, what the fuck good is just him and Tech and Echo gonna do, man? Like, what is
And
that?
you can't wait on this. You can't wait and not order it, because who knows if these sell out by the time they release those other ones, then you might just be priced out of being able to get these.
Exactly. That's the exact same reason I have to get that Boba Fett with the throne, even though I hate the fucking armor. Like, it's the throne one, no matter what, because they're probably never going to reissue the throne. So, like,
No,
that
they
one, no
won't.
matter what, is going to be valuable. Like, best case scenario, they put the throne up for order like they did the Wakandan throne. You know what I mean? Like, best case. But normally they don't do that with ones that actually come in a set. Like, they just put the Wakandan throne up by itself. It didn't come with anything. It was just, here's a Wakandan throne, you can buy it. Like, same with the Mysterio drones. It was just a separate accessory they made. Since that throne is only coming with that Boba Fett, you can pretty much take it to the bank. There's no other way you're going to be able to get it. That's like, I really wish they would have done that with the Darkseid Anakin, like, lava droid base. So I could have put my Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan on one as well. Because, like, now I just have Anakin with one. And, like, I really wish I could just buy another one of those. Like, because I don't know why the Revenge of the Sith
Without buying
Obi-Wan.
yeah,
because Anakin's like $600 to $900. Like, you know,
you want to buy a lava base for $900.
Yeah, it's a little bit ridiculous.
I guess you could buy it, because there's probably somebody out there would buy Darkseid Anakin loose off of you without that.
Most
but
people
it
want
depends on
him
how
for
much
the base, though. Like, that's what most people want him for.
I'm sure there's people out there that haven't been able to get them.
I'd probably be able to get rid of it.
Be able to pay.
Exactly.
You
like,
might end up paying $200 for it or something, which is ridiculous. Or $100.
For the base, like it's
still pricey. Yeah.
But yeah, that's my biggest problem with their like current release quote unquote schedule or lack thereof, is just that they, like I said, people have been in the boat with Cyborg forever. Like, the Justice League came out in 2016, dude. Like we're going on 5 years. Like, I'm sure most people have just given up hope on ever completing that collection. Like, and they keep teasing it, so like I hope they actually fucking do it. Like, at least for those people. But like, I feel the pain because I'm in the same situation with Obi-Wan right now, potentially with fucking Hunter and the rest of the Bad Batch. Like,
they have such a weird business model too. Like, why does Cyborg get teased but not converted to a coming soon on Sideshow's page? I mean, Sideshow, I know Hot Toys is the one that produces the figures, but Sideshow and Hot Toys kind of work hand in hand. So why is Sideshow putting Obi-Wan up as a coming soon but not Cyborg? Like, what's justification for doing that? And how do they decide what goes to coming soon status and what goes to, just teases?
Let me check something real quick because I might actually have an answer for that. I might have
All the
an
grayed out figures are just the ones that have sold out, right?
Yeah, they're
On the wait
waitlist
list or
full.
sold out.
They're waitlist
Yeah.
full explicitly because they have
I wonder why
waitlist
they keep
opens
them.
not.
Did you see Yondu went back in stock?
No, I didn't see that. I didn't catch that.
Yondu, who's selling for like double retail on the secondary market, Yondu went back in stock at Sideshow apparently for like 10 minutes last week.
I wonder if that was an error.
That's a good question, but yeah, I'd be interested to know if anybody actually got a one out of that. But I feel like, their warehouse is so mismanaged that maybe they found one somewhere. I don't know.
My guess was,
But
though, to answer your question, was maybe a Sideshow exclusive. Because I thought maybe I thought for a second maybe Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan was because I mean the Clone Wars Anakin is a Sideshow exclusive, so maybe the Clone Wars Obi-Wan is also a Sideshow exclusive, especially considering he's being shown off at Sideshow Con now. Like,
yeah,
so like maybe that's like maybe that has something to do with it, but like Taskmaster isn't Sideshow exclusive, and the other is Black Widow, so in the white suit, so it's obviously not the answer for everything. But I
yeah.
mean, Clone Wars Anakin, both kind, the deluxe version with the stap and the one without, is a Sideshow exclusive. So that's all I can really think of that would make some things go up there, but not all things. I don't know. I just hope
Interesting.
I really don't care if the third parties step up their game because if they do, they're normally 100 plus cheaper and they're starting to
Oh,
look just
sure,
as good. And then
sure.
I'm fine with it, man. Like I really won't care. I don't have brand loyalty. I want to complete my collection loyalty.
Yeah,
And I'll do
yeah.
that in the easiest and most efficient way possible. like
Well, yeah. I mean,
1000%.
even if they come out with an Obi-Wan that maybe isn't quite as good, but it's pretty darn good, or in hand, you kind of never know till you get them in hand. But even if sorry, I keep moving on you.
Oh, you're good.
Even if they come up with one, even if a third party releases one that looks good enough to stand alongside the Anakin, like, I mean, people are probably going to jump on. They're probably not just going to wait forever for Hot Toys to get off the pot.
No, exactly. Like even Justin, he just like kind of hodgepodge one together. He 3D printed the armor and then went and got like another body from something else and just like bought another Revenge
Yeah.
of the Sith Obi-Wan for the head sculpt and just made it because it's like why would you not? Like it's like if you have the resources and you can get it done, like who knows if they'll ever come out with one.
Yeah.
It's like if I had the resources to do that and get that done, I'd do it just to have it. Like,
Sure.
but I don't know. It's annoying. I hope they get their shit together. The other thing too that I was thinking with this this Boba Fett is I have a ton of Sideshow rewards points that are like waiting for like the things to ship. So I could get a
Yeah.
significant amount of money off if I wait it out, but I'm worried about waiting it out because I'm sure that's gonna be a pretty popular figure.
Well, and here's the other issue with that. The longer you wait to order, the further down the list you are for when Sideshow actually gets their products. So if it goes anything like in-game cap, if you weren't one of the first to order in-game cap, not only did you have to wait the 3 or 4 additional months for it to make it to Sideshow, they only got their releases in drips and drolls, so you only got, if you were like in the first week, you may have gotten one that first month, but if you were like late, like I ordered mine, I think he was announced like on the day that the movie came out or something, and I think I ordered mine like that weekend. And I know that there were people in some of the Facebook groups who said they got their Sideshow caps a good 2 or 3 weeks sooner than I got mine. And so the further down that list you are, the further back you are in getting that, especially, and then that's in addition to the wait just for Sideshow to start getting them in the first place. So
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, that's what I'm
It's a
worried about
thing.
too, is you have to, for their rewards points, you don't get the points until 45 days after your item ships.
After it ships, yeah.
So, like, half the stuff I have on pre-order doesn't come out till 2022, so I'm gonna have to wait, like, who the hell knows? Especially what things can get delayed, like, so it's like, it could
Sure.
fucking go on wait list before I even get
You
my
could
rewards points.
Yeah, you could I mean, if you wanted to wait for all your rewards points, you probably have to roll the dice and gamble on just ordering it as an in-stock item when it hits Sideshow's warehouse.
Mhm. Which, with a figure like that, I don't know if it'll ever even get to there.
Sure. No, I agree. I
Like,
don't think it will either.
'cause there's been plenty that just, like, they explicitly stay, like, they stay in pre-order, and then all of a sudden, like, they're just on wait list.
Yeah.
Like,
I tell you I tell you what, with them releasing although that doesn't actually so I had this whole thought in my head that with them re-releasing the Iron Man 1, the Mark 1 armor, that I would get that, and then I'd get the 2012 Captain America, with the idea being that I'd have the first suits of each Avenger eventually, but
mhm.
the 2012 Cap suit isn't his first suit. His
You need
first
the
suit
World
would
War II
be
one,
a World War II suit, so
which is actually
I
a
gotta
far
rethink it.
superior suit.
Oh, it's a great suit.
That's a
Yeah.
way better suit than that Avengers spandex shit that he had to wear.
Did you see the upgrade on the Mark 1 armor though? USB powered?
Oh, no, I didn't see that. That's cool.
Yeah. Yep.
But how many light
Now
up
I don't
features does that thing actually have?
I might have just the one, I don't know. Well, you would think it would have hands too, but it's got
I
the
guess for the
chest.
flame
It's
effects,
just
maybe.
yeah, I don't know if those have it or not, but it wouldn't have repulsor blast, so if it's just the chest, maybe that's what does it. I don't know.
It
It's a
looks
good
like the
looking
flame
figure
effects
though.
have an LED, but it's hard to tell. It could just be the
Yeah, it's hard
flash.
to tell.
It's extremely hard to see if there could very easily be a little LED light there, but
That's a great pose they got him in. I wonder how they got him to if he'll actually balance like that with his foot up kicking.
yeah, I don't
That's
know.
cool. Cool base too.
It's really cool too that that's just like the sand part is like completely optional. Like you can just have
Yeah.
the metal looking base.
Yep.
Yeah, if anybody was an Iron Man fan, like the Hot Toys is doing them really good. Light up function and rotary function, the USB power. Trying to see where it says the LEDs are, but I don't see it. LED lighted circle. And it looks like it's just the arc reactor.
Does it talk about USB there?
Yeah, it does.
So I'm curious if that's just going to be like how that's going to work. Like, is that just going to be a cord out the bottom of the figure, out of the base? Like,
It's there's it looked like it was on the back. Like in
so
here.
like one of those or
Yeah,
okay,
it's right in there.
okay.
So somewhere on that little rotary piece is where it plugs in. I don't know
Okay.
if you have to take it off or if it's
Well, it
you
says
can maybe
USB
slide it.
powered rotary motor. So does that motor you think turn?
Actually, yeah, it does look like they have a spinning blur effect on there, so maybe that's what they're implying. I think you're right on that.
That would be sweet.
It is pretty cool. It really does kind of look like there's an LED there, but it doesn't. It's hard to say, and they don't mention it anywhere. I don't know
Yeah.
where the LED plugs in or the USB plugs in. LED circled arc reactor in the chest and the left forearm USB operated. Equipped with rotary design, USB power operated, simulates a running engine. So that definitely does spin.
That's awesome.
I'm wondering if they're gonna start doing the USB powered stuff on everything, or if like this one was just like so bulky that they were able to squeeze it in.
Hide some of the
Yeah.
mechanics in it. Yeah.
Because it'd be incredible. Like I know everybody wants it to be done on like everything, but the Mark 85 is like so sleek. Like where could you put it?
Sure.
Like
Unless they find a way to start sticking it like in the feet or something.
yeah.
And then you could slot them onto the base and get it or something. Put it in a base and then slot the figure onto the base somehow to connect it.
Yeah,
I
like
just
NFC wireless charging or something like that, maybe.
maybe that would be an interesting way to apply that.
The problem with that is like these die-cast figures are already $400. You're gonna start
Sure.
throwing wireless charging. It's gonna be like, okay, now we're looking $600. Like, because just the engineering that's involved in it's just gonna make it like, and then you gotta put the batteries in it. And then you gotta think too. You run the risk of just like these lithium batteries failing, and then you got a fire, and you lose your figure. You know what I mean? Like Samsung phones, the shit blowing up, like
That's all you need is your hot toy, your one USB hot toy to blow up and take out the rest of your figures.
yeah. Because I mean, you look at this thing's $500 fucking dollars, dude. This is a very
Exactly.
expensive 6-scale figure, and it's the first
And
one with any sort of USB function, and it's $500.
Yeah.
Like Jesus.
No, I understand. I get it. That makes
I mean, it is cool though, and I like anybody who would like if they could fit it in there in a way to where you could actually feasibly use the LED functions in your lightsabers or your fucking Iron Mans. I think some people would pay the extra $100. If they had somehow you could wirelessly charge like a little battery in there or something. Like I think like I would probably like if they could make it to where I could like disconnect, like even if I could disconnect the LED lightsaber arm and just wirelessly charge it, or even if there's a battery in it and I can plug a USB into it, just so I don't have to like constantly go in and turn it on and off and shit.
sure.
That would even be a little bit worth it, because then it's like, okay, I can charge it up, put it on there, fucking hopefully turn it on wirelessly with a remote, or the button to turn it on is somewhere a little bit more accessible than having to take everything off. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Is like if you want to turn on the lights on like an Iron Man figure, you have to like take all these little fucking pieces off and then flick it on, and then the batteries die in like an hour. So it's like
Yeah.
not really feasible. Like
Yeah, I've got my in-game War Machine, and he's just like that. Like you gotta take all those little pieces off, and some of the pieces don't come off real easily. So you're looking at a 15 to 20 minute process just to get the pieces off and get them all turned on right without breaking something.
then you got to
It's just,
repose
yeah.
it.
Yep.
It's just,
And then you gotta sit there for 10 minutes and look at it, how pretty it is, and then go back through the process to turn it all off.
Yeah, so it turns into an hour-long venture for like 10
Yeah.
minutes of enjoyment. So like it's not a good balance of time at all. Like for sure. And especially for such like a little like, ooh, my chest lights up. That's all you got out of it. But like I said, if you can just like those little batteries, those little AAA battery things that you can plug in and then just flip the switch and now your bases turn on, like
Yep.
that's useful. If they could find a way to make that function very similarly, like if it was wireless and you could just tap a button on the base and then boom, the lights come on, like that's fine. Like that would be good. That would be
Yeah.
worth it, I guess. So you went with Black Widow would be the one that you have to get out of all that, though? What you're
Yeah,
going
just
with?
I mean, I've kind of got a Black Widow collection as it is, so yeah, that's. And if I was going to like, I don't have a Spider-Man. Well, I've got my third-party Miles, but if I was going to get a Spider-Man, I don't know that I'd start with the Doctor Strange-ified one. It just that one was had the most interesting look to me. I think that one has the most chance to like I mean, I think Iron Man is Mark 1, but Mark 1 is just a reissue, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's a
as far as
reissue.
I understand, it's a
Well, they
reissue.
made this one
Updated,
die-cast, so I don't think
updated a little bit, but
yeah,
yeah.
because I don't think the
Um,
first one was die-cast.
yeah.
So it's got that going
So
for it.
it's a cool figure, and I like to have that one too. But the Black Widow is the one that. Plus, I just think that Black Widow costume, the gold pieces on it, really pop off that figure pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, it looks good. I just don't have any Marvel figures, so the only thing I would go
Yeah.
for, I think one of the coolest ones that they've announced recently, it was in like the showcase, but it wasn't a part of the most recent announcement, was that Cyborg Spider-Man, dude. I think that thing's really cool.
That looks really cool.
Like, I
That
thought it was
does.
stupid when I first saw it. Like, I was like, why the fuck did they make this? Like, of all the things that you could have made, you made this. But then I looked at it more and I was just like, no, that's pretty fucking cool, dude. Like, his arm looks
Yeah.
just like beefy as shit. Like, it looks really good. Like, they
Oh,
did a
yeah.
really good job. So yeah, I actually think this is really cool. And
The
it's like,
details on it are just amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's so good. Like, I mean, it's Cable Spider-Man, dude. Like,
Yeah.
is what it is. But it looked really good. So it was like, and it's the most classic Spider-Man suit you could possibly have. He just has the robot arm. Like,
Yeah, it's amazing they haven't just done this. Like, just do the suit. Come on, give us a Spidey with just the classic suit.
well, they have that one too. Remember they had
Do
that?
they?
Yeah, I said that'd be the Spider-Man I
Yeah,
would
but I
get.
thought, but I thought that one that they have, there's something all like it's that glossy finish to it or something.
No, not
It's
this
the
one.
most like
It's this one. It's
not
just
this one.
it's the same suit. Yeah, it's the exact same suit as that one.
Oh, okay.
And it comes
I
with like the
forgot
little
about this
scorpion
one.
arm. Yeah,
Oh,
this
that's
would be
right.
the one I
Okay.
would get, like if I were to get one at all. Like, 'cause this is just classic Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like 1000%. This is
It's got the web
classic.
shooters and everything.
Yep.
I don't know, man. How much is that one? That might be the one to get.
260.
260. That's not bad.
Yeah, and it comes with like this little scorpion diorama base and this like backdrop too. You can like flip it around either way. So you can
Yeah.
have it look like he's fighting Scorpion, or you could just have him look like he's in an apartment, like with holes in it. Like, it's kind of cool. Like, I thought about
Yeah.
getting it just because like Spider-Man's like always been my favorite, or at least one of my favorite Marvel characters, and I don't have one. So I always thought this would be the one to get. The only thing I didn't really care for was like his looks like he has boobs.
His pecs are too.
Like, they're really
rounded.
there, dude. Like, they're
They
really
are very pronounced.
they're
Yes.
very much there.
You think you could swap out the body?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that'd be really worth it, putting a seamless body in one of these. But then it might be, yeah, I would probably do it. It'd just be the kind of material this isn't like, doesn't look like it's a stretchy material. So you'd have to
Yeah.
get like a perfectly identical size body, which might be kind of hard because this wouldn't have a lot of give to it.
Yeah.
But it is a perfect Spider-Man figure, elsewise. Oh, we oh, you guys coming over here tomorrow?
I haven't heard. I'm
All
still
right.
waiting to like hear. I think so. But I haven't gotten the definitive. Like, I got to work tomorrow too. I was trying to figure out like, do I need to be leaving work early or what? But
Yeah, I don't know what's going
we'll
on.
see.
And everything that's going on, like I was like, I don't know what's happening. Now it's gonna rain too,
Yeah.
so I know the plans were like shifted. I don't know what's going on. I'll have to talk to
Okay.
Sarah.
Okay.
But I'm probably gonna call tonight unless you got anything you want to add.
No, I'm good, man. Get. I'm gonna probably actually gonna get something to eat and then head to bed.
Feel that? I'm right there with you. Sounds good. Well, yeah. Do you want to
All
give
right,
a
man.
sign off? You want to sign
Oh,
off here? You were
that I think most people will know. Even Nightwing_K. You can catch me over on the Twitters and the Instagrams, and I don't know. I don't think I have a whole lot going up recently. I posted a few things this week, but I don't know.
I did too. Right, rarely.
Yeah,
I happened to post. I
I
complained
think I
about
get. I think
Boba
I get
Fett.
definitely on Twitter. I definitely get some more stuff up on Twitter than you do, but
Oh
and
yeah,
it's
I never
mainly
use
just
Twitter.
me. It's just mainly just me retweeting stuff that I like or commenting on things that come up. I was actually trying to look real quick and see what I posted this week. I posted. I can't even find my own profile. Oh, I posted that was a good one. The Deadpool and Korg
Oh yeah, that was
breakdown
great.
of the new trailer for
The Free Guy reaction.
Free Guy reaction trailer.
good.
Yeah, that was a good post. So
All you need is Ryan Reynolds to do your marketing, and like you're good. Like
he's so good.
He's like a
So
marketing
good.
genius, dude.
He is. He is.
If we could get him to do one commercial for us, dude, we'd be done.
To the moon. To the
Yeah,
moon.
we wouldn't need to do anything else. I could quit my job, like for sure. All right, well, I'll talk to you sometime tomorrow when we figure some shit out.
All right, take care. See you, everybody.
Later. All right, guys. So don't forget, you can we have a show, Honest and Uneducated, every Monday. The show drops and we talk about movies, movie news, video games, comic books, all sorts of fun stuff like that. And you can submit topics and questions to that very show by emailing us at honestanduneducated@gmail.com. That's honestanduneducated@gmail.com. So yeah, you can do that. Then every Wednesday, usually, been a little bit behind on this, but every Wednesday I do my collectible reviews. And I have a most recent thing I put up there, I believe, was just like a little collection, a tour preview. So you can go check that out on the channel. And I promise I will be getting back to actually doing the reviews of these pieces, because as you see in this preview video, there's a lot of pieces in here, Hot Toys in particular, that I haven't even done reviews for, that I've been really far behind. So those will be coming back, though, obviously. We got those coming. Those go up every Wednesday. And then, obviously, every Friday we do our live streams here. So normally between like 8 and 9 p.m. Normally about 9 p.m. Eastern is when we start. So you can come hang out and do whatever you hate here. So, like and subscribe, do all that sorts of fun stuff, share the video and what have you. But that'll do it for me today, guys. Until next time.